Okay, you guys, welcome, welcome. I got Keisha on the line. Bree and Trish are on their way. Jay, I see you in the chat. I sent you the link. I know you wanted to also join, so I don't know if you saw your message box. But
Hey,
what'd you say?
I was just saying, hey, y'all.
Oh my God, we got a lot to talk about. Not only do we got to recap this week, but we also have to talk about the Emmys.
Yep, yeah,
So,
I watched, but I know who won.
you didn't watch?
No, I don't. I don't have the live option on my CBS app, so I wasn't able to watch it.
Oh, okay, okay, gotcha.
But I was online on social media, like watching the the people
Comments.
live. Yeah,
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, I mean, because right when they got ready to announce some of the awards, like Catherine Kelly Lang was filming from her phone live on Instagram. So you had some folks, being able to post some stuff online if you didn't get a chance to watch it on the show.
yeah.
Yep. All right, you guys, welcome to Soap Corner Talk, where Bree, Keish, myself, T, also Trish, and Jay. I guess he'll be over in about 10 minutes. We'll be recapping both the Young and the Restless and the Bold and the Beautiful for the week of June 3rd through June 7th. And I'm telling you, Bold and the Beautiful, the last couple days of last week was, yeah, I loved
Interesting.
it. Yeah, I'm into like psychological thrillers or suspense and things like that. So that was right up my alley.
Mhm.
And we only, especially on Thursday, we had that whole episode just about that one storyline. So it was good to just focus. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I enjoyed that part, and even the part of Friday as well was mostly about Ashley and Alan and all of that. So we got to unpack all of that.
Yeah.
So, all right. So what we're gonna do first, we'll recap the Young and the Restless, and then we'll recap the Bold and the Beautiful, and then we do have a couple of segments. Flip the script. Who's taking several seats? Our pickle of the week, our star of the week, and then we're gonna dive into a little bit into what our thoughts was in regards to the daytime Emmys that happened on Friday night, and we got some red carpet pictures for both cast. I mean, both soaps cast members. And then, of course, we'll talk about some of our winners and especially like Melody Thomas Scott and her husband who got the Lifetime Achievement Awards and things like that. So, all right, Keish, you ready, girl?
I'm ready.
Okay. So, let me go over here and bring up the summary and then we'll break it all down. Alrighty. Okay, so for the Young and the Restless for the week of June 3rd through June 7th, we had Ashley's memory of drinks with Alan concerns him, and Audra demands all of Glissade, and Sally tells Nick her business has failed. Um, Victor forbids Cole to see Victoria, and Alan tells Ashley his twin brother Martin likely traumatized her. Then we had Sally surprised to walk in on Chelsea and Adam. Mamie apologizes for stirring trouble, and Devon asks to buy her shares. Using hypnosis, Ashley finally learns why her alters hate Tucker before she's attacked by Martin. And then Friday, we had Ashley. Wait, okay. After Alan and Martin tumble off the balcony, Ashley agrees to go to a clinic to deal with childhood trauma. All right, girl, where you want to start?
We can start with. You want to start with Mamie and
Yeah,
Devon?
that's fine.
That wasn't much, was it?
Mm-mm. I think they only got like part of what Tuesday or something.
Yeah. Ugh. Debatable. I don't know how to feel about this story. I I can say that I didn't like that Devon told Mamie he wanted to buy her shares basically because they want to get her out of their hair.
Right.
I just they're just being so nasty to her. I don't like it. And I get that they're frustrated with her because she's pushing. Actually, now they agree with her, and they're still treating her like this.
Exactly.
But I don't understand because they said specifically Mamie was right, but basically they don't want to admit that she was right to her. And they're
Right.
still I don't know. They just to me the way that they have been talking to Mamie and treating her is just been it's just come out very disrespectful, and it's because she's an elder. Like I couldn't imagine talking to one of my aunts that way.
Right.
And I don't feel like Mamie has done it or said anything disrespectful to them. She just like they've gotten in arguments and she's frustrated with them, but I don't feel like she's been anything that she has asked has been like out of line. Like just say no and move on.
Right.
But it's like they go the extra mile and just their tone of voice with her, the attitude is just that's just me.
I agree. I don't know, and it's mainly Devon. He spearheads it, and then he'll bring the negative thoughts about Mamie back to like when he went to the office to talk to Lily, and she was like, "Oh, what is she up to now? What's going on with her now?" You know what I'm saying? So, and then he turns around and tell her, in order to show that you don't want to be trouble, you need to prove yourself to by selling your shares.
Yeah, like excuse me.
You know, it's like, dude, I mean, you were handed the keys to the kingdom later in life because you found out you were related to the family.
Right.
You, yeah, I agree with you. I just don't like how they treating her, and she was right. She told them, and of course, now it's going to kind of make them look bad if they decide. Well, Lily knows because we got to talk about that piece too.
Yeah.
Um, with
And that's the
them,
piece of the puzzle that I really can't stand because now it's going to be a sympathy thing and
mm-hmm.
it's going to look like an even bigger jerk
Yep.
because they don't know what's going on and she's going to have her, her negative things to say about Jill while Jill's going through this health issue.
Exactly. And see, okay, so we got that part. The part about what Devon is doing. I mean, because originally their plan is to separate the companies and Lily to kind of tote the line until everything is separated and then come over and join Nate and Devon, right?
Right.
Well, now comes Billy who betrays his mother's trust and then turn around and then tell Lily because he wants to use this to get what he wants, but then tells her not to betray his trust. It's like you can betray your mother's trust, but you want to use this piece of information to get under Lily's skin a little bit so she can kind of not be so hard on her because he knows that
Yeah, that's
Jill.
exactly what he's
Go
doing.
ahead, what you saying?
I was just agreeing with you. That's exactly what he's doing. And
Yeah,
if I were Lily, I would have been like, you know what? I'm sorry that you guys are going through this, but you can't tell me this and then ask me to keep this a secret from Devon.
exactly.
Like you shouldn't have said anything to me at all, but I'm not going to keep this from him in order to help you because clearly, like you said, he's using it as a way to get her to back off.
Yep. Absolutely. And to get that Abbott name on the building, which I don't know if you get a chance to sometimes listen to the midweek chat. We did one on Wednesday. And one of the things that came up in that conversation is the fact that he's using this to get that name up on the building, but you haven't asked Jack because I mean you the Abbott name technically, okay, all right, listen to this, Keish. The thing is, he claimed he want to continue his mother's name. Is her last name still Abbott? She's a Finmore. We know that because she found out that she was a sister to Lauren, and then she's a foster. Now he's an Abbott because of his dad, but John Abbott don't run anything related to Chancellor.
Right. To me, putting the Abbott name on that company is giving the Abbott family attention and has nothing to do with Jill.
Correct.
Because in the business world, if the Abbott name is that huge and it's like a global, they have a global corporation.
Mm-hmm.
When they see Abbott attached to Chancellor, in my opinion, I would think that the first people they're going to think about is John's family.
So let me ask you this, Keish, because I brought this up also as well. Just say something with Abbott at the front because he's going to want it in alphabetical letters. I mean, alphabetical order. Because I think he said that before, Abbott, Chancellor, Winters. Right. So just say something goes bad under his leadership, could that also reflect on the Abbotts? Or would you think it just focused specifically on a, what is it, Abbott, Chancellor, Winters?
I don't know that it would necessarily reflect badly on the entire Abbott family. I mean, I guess maybe to the general public, maybe people would just assume. But I would think that in the business world, they would know the difference.
Right. Okay.
But it's still, to me, like putting Abbott is not honoring your mom. You're honoring your family and your father.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's just interesting to me that this man is being very manipulative, and who else called it out but Chelsea? Because when she was at Crimson Lights with him, and he went through the whole thing, and she was like, "You need to focus on your mom instead of trying to take control of this company." So game recognized game.
Right. And that's why that's why I don't have the sympathy there for Jill when it comes. Well, not necessarily for Jill, but I guess from Billy's perspective, because that's not even your focus right now. You're not even really focusing on your mom. You're focusing on how you can use her situation to your advantage.
Yeah. I don't like the way this whole thing is looking right now. I mean, especially with Lily, because now she gonna back down and she can't even say why. Devon asked, "Hey, what's going on with what's up?" And she was like, "Oh, don't worry about it. I handle Billy. You handle Mamie."
Yeah.
I think Jill should have actually had a conversation with the people that share the position with her. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So
I don't remember what was her reasoning for not wanting anybody to know. Was it just a pride thing that she just didn't want anybody to know
she just says to keep this between us. Okay, but why? I mean, if they don't want it to get out to the public because, it might, make the buyers or whoever squirrely, that conversation still could have been had in-house behind closed doors amongst the four of them. Y'all had to vote on everything else with bringing Nate in and bringing Abby in and all this kind of stuff. You could have a conversation with your fellow colleagues in the C-suite.
I guess, I don't know. So I feel like, yes, it's a medical issue. It's personal, but I know sometimes medical issues can affect corporations. So I guess I could kind of understand her just wanting to tell her son, maybe until she gets more information, because didn't she say they had to run more tests?
Yeah, I mean,
what I didn't like was that Billy told Lily not to tell anybody.
Right.
Billy should have kept that to himself.
Yep.
Until his mother was ready for everybody to know.
Yeah, but see, he was looking. He ain't thinking about what his mom wants or what's going on with her, because just like I said, Chelsea said, go see your mom. Even Lily said, take some time to go see your mom. Oh no, her brother is there. It's just she wants me to focus on watching the company. Okay. So it's all about him trying to do his maneuvers. And see, this is one of the things that I said a few months back. The reason why he jumped ship from Abbott and saw this as an opportunity because, hey, Trish.
Hi, Trish.
Hey, hi, Keish. Happy Sunday.
Trish, I owe you an apology.
No, you don't. It's fine. Everything's fine.
I thought I sent you the link because she was like, I'm standing by. And I'm like, you're not here. And she said, well, can I get a link or something?
I just figured you'd send it when you were ready, and then I thought, well, I need to go grab something from the kitchen right quick. And I
Oh
thought, well,
my
I better let her
God.
know in case she sends me the link real quick.
I
It's good
thought,
to be here.
I thought sure I sent it to you. I'm so sorry.
No worries, girl. No worries.
So we're talking about the whole thing with what happened with Devon and well, first we were talking about Devon and Mamie and that whole thing about proving herself to by selling her shares, and
Mm-hmm.
then we were also talking about how Billy used using his mom's illness, even though he was sworn to secrecy, but he told Lily because he wants something done, which is to have the Abbott name put on that building.
So annoying.
Yeah, what is your thoughts?
I mean, well, Devon's annoying me for one reason, Billy's annoying me for another, and I mean, your mom tells you something, and then you go, and the first thing you do is spew it.
Right.
Unbelievable.
Wow. Yeah, I mean it is. It's just unbelievable. And then tell Lily, which is what Keisha and I was just, hey, who came in? Bree.
Hi, Bree.
Hi, Bree.
Uh oh. Can you? Are you on mute? We can't hear you.
Is that better?
Oh, there you are.
I'm so sorry,
Girl,
guys.
you got a lot of technical difficulties.
When I clicked on the link, it said you did not exist.
What?
Yeah,
No.
and I was talking with at support. I'm here.
Oh my gosh. Oh, that's crazy. Okay. That's interesting. Well, we're here. We were also, just to catch you up, we was talking about Devon, Mamie, and that conversation about her shares, and we was talking about Billy using what's going on with his mom to get his name on the company. Hey Jay.
Hey,
Hey, Jay.
hey Trish, hey y'all.
Okay, so what y'all think? Bree, you can go first, and then Jay, you can go afterward.
I think I touched on it a little bit on Wednesday.
Right.
Um, I forgot what I was going to say regarding Devon. Well, Lily's going to choose to be played like a fiddle, and so be it. But I think Billy's just using this as a way to try to have even more power, have more even footing, I guess, over at Chancellor Winners to some degree. And I guess he's also trying to prove himself to the other abbots that he can make a name for himself in a different company.
Yeah. Okay, and what you got, Jay?
It's interesting. I think we saw a little bit of the shady side of business dealings from both of these guys
Mm-hmm.
this week. With Devon trying to get Mamie to sell the shares after she's been proven to be right with all the things she said. I feel like that was kind of like dirty on his end. And then you got Billy, like y'all was just talking about, using his mother's situation to try to get what he wants. And something I did notice when Devon did go to Lily and asked her what went down with Billy, and she kind of like didn't tell him. I don't know if you guys like peeped it, but he did have like a look on his face, like he was suspicious. So
He
I
did.
think, yeah, so I think he's probably going to be expecting, Lily and Billy to be planning something. So I'm interested to see where that part goes, because correct me if I'm wrong, Lily doesn't actually own any part of Chancellor Winters, right?
No.
She's just an employee. She's a high level executive, but she doesn't have any ownership in any of it.
I
So
don't.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what Billy could get her to do, like short of just asking Devon if he can do it. She has no like power in the situation.
Well, she has a seat on the board, but when going back to what you said about Mamie being right, I don't know if Mamie was right or if it basically happened because Mamie kind of made it happen. with all of the things that she was pulling. Would they have done any of this if Mamie wasn't behind the scenes trying to do what she was doing? So was Mamie right about everything, or did Mamie really actually help usher all of this in?
Well, I think
the self-fulfilling prophecy, right? She kind of made it happen, huh?
well,
I think, yeah.
I think what it was, Trish, is that when we were saying that she was right, that whole thing when Jill ended up giving Billy all her power without telling them. And that's what Mamie was alluding to, that they're really structuring something over there. And they was like, oh, no, you're causing problems, blah, blah, blah. And then that next couple episodes, we find out that Jill, outside of telling them, because that Monday's episode, which was the last week of May, is when that happened, when she had the conversation when Billy came in telling Lily, I need to talk to you. And, that part. And then Tuesday, Jill confirmed it. And they were blindsided, which is why they created that whole plan about separating the company and all that. And then fast forward to this past week is when, of course, Jill decides to say why she's stepping away because of the illness.
Well, but what I'm saying is, would any of this have happened? Would Jill have lost trust in Lily had all this stuff with Mamie not gone down? So that's what I was saying was, I don't think any of this stuff would have spiraled at all had Mamie not inserted herself with Tucker, with the whole underlying thing that all happened from the beginning. And, she's been right, but she's only been right after she stoked the fire and, poked the bear. She kind of made all of this stuff happen.
So even with because they pushed her out, remember that whole, because we hadn't seen her up until last week. She was gone for like a couple weeks after that last conversation with Lily, Devon, and Nate, where they pretty much was, and she got offended and she left and went back to Detroit for a couple of weeks. So they really didn't buy into it at that point until after the whole thing happened with Jill. But if Jill was really sick, then it had nothing to do with Mamie then, right? Is that what you're saying?
Well, I mean, Jill's illness was going to be Jill's illness, but all of the rest of it with Mamie and her involvement, I mean, regardless of the illness, I doubt that Jill would have been so keen on, pulling Billy back in the way that she has, had all of that stuff not happened. And I mean, Lily's a Winters. And so, with Mamie behind the scenes and with the way things were going with Devon, I mean, it kind of seems to me and appears to me that a lot of this would not have happened if Mamie hadn't been involved. But I mean, that's just my opinion.
What do y'all think about that? Bree, Jay, Keish?
I think a lot of the issue really originates with Lily for even wanting to put this merger together, and it was just better off to keep those two companies separate. I feel that Lily has had no loyalty when it comes to the Winters, in my opinion. She was always focused on being Jill's CEO there. I don't think that Mamie being involved, especially as they say that her investment is so small and so insignificant, would have made a big difference whether she was there or not. Jill had made decisions behind the scenes without telling Lily about it, and Lily was kind of just going with everything and really sticking towards like keeping the companies together, keeping the merger together. So Mamie's stake shouldn't affect too much of anything. If she's angry or she's, has the axe to grind about the decisions are made within the company, it really shouldn't affect them.
Yep.
Okay. What about you, Keish and Jay? If y'all have something.
I do, but Keish, you can go first if you have something.
Oh no, I don't. You can go ahead.
Yeah, so I think what Trish is trying to say, I get what Trish is trying to say. She's trying to say that like the decisions and things that Jill's been doing, like including giving Billy the power behind their backs without telling them. She's saying that Jill probably wouldn't have done that if she didn't feel under attack from Mamie in the first place. Like, Mamie coming along and doing the things she's been doing, it has put Jill in a defensive position.
Yes.
And so that's why she's been making some of the moves she's been making. Although at the end of the day, Jill is always going to do what she wants to do. Because even without the Mamie situation, even going back to when she wanted to go public and Devon didn't, you could tell Jill was still willing to do that, even though Devon wasn't a fan of it. So she would have done what she wanted to do either way. But Mamie's presence is affecting the decisions that Jill is making. I think there is something to that.
Is it Mamie's presence or the fact that Mamie was involved with Tucker that caused the threat?
Both.
Well, I think it's both. Because as you can see, Tucker's removed from the situation, and Jill is still very concerned. So, like, it's Mamie's presence. When Tucker was involved, it probably made it look like an even bigger threat. That's why she went into the whole mode of feeling like she needed to go recruit her family at that point, getting Chance and getting Billy. So Mamie's presence alone is like a threat to her.
I believe that. I really do. And I think, too, I mean, Billy's Billy. He's always going to use whatever he can to get ahead. And Devon is going to do Devon. I mean, I just kind of call what Devon does Devoning. Because so much of it doesn't make any sense and it comes out of left field. But, you know, if I were Devon, I would get that split as fast as I could if it was possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And my thing, I'm sorry.
No, I disagree. Go ahead.
Now, my only thing is, if Devon were to actually buy Mamie shares, how does that eliminate her as a threat? Because she's still going to be able to vocalize, and she can still negotiate with other investors. She still, if she's part of that group, she still has some sort of weight or some sort of voice. So I don't think him buying her shares would affect anything. If her investment is so small and insignificant, they shouldn't be up in arms about her being there. If anything, everybody else has shared their opinion regarding Chancellor Winters. Here's her opinion. They shouldn't push her to the point where she has to sell off the thing that she worked hard for to get. That doesn't make any sense. And for Jill to be way across in the world and feel so threatened by this woman makes no sense to me.
With a privately held company, when you have a group of shareholders like that, I will say every bite of that pie matters.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever you're going out into the public offering, there's so many shares that it would take a lot of Mamies to make a difference. But in that little bit, that actually could make a difference for Devon. But I'm not sure. Again, they never give us the reality of the percentages or any of the numbers. But we do know that, you know, Devon and Jill are 50-50.
Mm-hmm.
And then Mamie has bought, you know, the shares from Victor. But they never said what those shares, what the holdings were originally from. I thought they were Chance's.
Yeah, you know, like on Bold, we know that Eric and Steffi has 37.5%. Everybody else got 25 or whatever the situation is. I forgot what it was.
37, 20, and 5.
Right. There you go.
Well, there you have it right there. With this merger, you know Devon and Jill are 50-50. So Mamie's shares or investment may be little on her own. But if Devon buys them, if you put them in conjunction with his, it probably puts him over the top.
Wait a minute.
Because
let me ask, well, hold on a second, Jay. You said 50-50, right?
Yeah, like as far as with the merger, like Devon owns his company and Jill owns hers. So from that aspect, it's like a 50-50 thing. Like each of them own their own entities in the merger. So now when you break up into the shares, I don't know what the specific number is.
Right.
I'm assuming by him owning his own half of the company, if you was to give him Mamie shares, whatever she has her investment in, along with what he has, that probably gives him an edge.
But you know what, though, talking this out loud, you know, if they would just agree, they have an edge. So I'm not sure how they're even trying to have this storyline go the way that it's going, because the math is not math.
Right.
Yeah, and he wouldn't even technically need, I guess, to make you, as a businessman, to make you feel more comfortable, you would always rather own the shares. But since Mamie sees Jill as an opponent anyway, it's not like he would have any problems just having Mamie agree whenever he needed to vote or do something against Jill with her own shares, with her keeping it, because he knows maybe would side with him anyway. But I guess having that more secure feeling of owning the shares himself is probably why he went ahead and asked her to sell it. But he
I'm
doesn't
wondering,
even really need her to, because she's gonna side with him when
But
they're
she's
going up
not even
against
on
Jill
the
on
board.
anything.
Jay.
So how does she doesn't even, so it's just the money, it's not an actual voice because she's not on
Well,
the board.
as a shareholder, she would have a little bit of a say in certain things, though, right?
Well,
Not
hold on,
necessarily
hold on, hold on, hold on.
anything like that, but as a shareholder, she
No.
has some kind of.
Mm-mm.
Jay,
No,
here's the
she's not
thing.
big
I
time.
think Devon just wanted her out.
That's
It's
exactly.
not even about, I don't know if it's about gaining leverage or more having more shares. He wants her gone out of this equation.
Mm,
Therefore, she can just go on back to Detroit, take the money I'm gonna give you, and do what you want to do. He don't want her in influence and her comments. Like when he left, remember Devon left. She had a conversation with Nate, and Nate came back in and said, "Well, she's still hot to trot on whatever she's trying to do." So he want that Devon want her out of the picture so that she wouldn't be an influence to keep this energy in the office or whatever.
And do you think Devon is okay with treating her like that? Because and they've alluded to this in the past. He didn't grow up with Mamie, right? Like he didn't really know her as Nate and Liddy did. So maybe he just doesn't have that connection to her where he would feel like, damn, this is kind of wrong with me for doing it. Because like Nate and Lily would probably feel bad even coming at her like that. But because he doesn't have that relationship with her, maybe that's why he doesn't feel any kind of way of proceeding that way.
That's a good
I
question.
kind of see that way, Jay, because she's not. I mean, yes, y'all know my husband's adopted, so yes, the family is the family. She's his aunt and all of that stuff. But like you said, Jay, he didn't grow up with her, and that level of respect at this point in life is not just assumed; it's earned.
Mm-hmm.
And she hasn't earned it from him. She hadn't been around.
Yeah, Bree and Keisha, I want to make sure y'all got a piece if y'all want to say something.
Oh no, I'm just listening.
Bree, you got anything else?
Devon can kick rocks, to be quite honest. The fact that he asked that woman to give up her shares after what she put into it, like, I wouldn't give a damn if there was any issues or any contention with Jill. There's always been issues with Jill and Nate. That's gone on way before Nate, Lily, and Devon. And he has no right to influence how she goes about the piece of investment that she had. If anything, he needs to get on his job as a CEO or the part owner of that merger and focus on neutralizing or whatever the case is. Because he can't not sit here and say it's Mamie. There was issues prior to that. There was issues between Lily and Devon regarding the merger, and they were suing each other. There's been issues with Chancellor Winters. It's not just Mamie, in my opinion.
Gotcha. Okay, we gotta move on to another storyline. All right, because we still gotta hit the Emmy stuff later too. Um, yeah, that whole thing, Devon and Billy, they need to go take several seats.
You know it.
All right, the other storyline is this whole thing with Summer and her being jealous, and then Kyle being, when he had the conversation with Mariah about, how he felt about Claire. What do y'all think about that whole thing? And she admitted, that here's this new person coming around. Harrison is so excited about her, so she's feeling a little bit, green-eyed.
Y'all know I think
Go ahead, Keish.
go Keith.
I was gonna say I think her being jealous of Claire's relationship with Harrison is very rational because this girl came out of nowhere and Harrison has latched onto her immediately. So I can understand there being some jealousy there, especially she's been his only mother figure for the past however many years it's been since her and Kyle have been together or been married. So that's got to be hard and fresh off of a divorce at that. So, and she doesn't have custody of him. She's basically the part-time parent. So I can understand her being jealous of that because I mean he gushes over Claire, and this was even before the kidnapping. He was gushing over Claire, always asking about her and wanting her around. So I don't
The Abbott men love criminals.
Well, that's true.
All right.
Excuse me. I was so happy that Mariah, and I hate Mariah. I cannot stand Mariah. She's one of the most hypocritical on this show.
Mm-hmm.
But the fact that she stood up for Summer, I would have thought that would have raised a red flag for Kyle. Like, okay, maybe I really should look into this. My friend is telling me, okay, maybe I moved too fast at giving this girl this opportunity, and she has no experience whatsoever. But he's thinking with another head, and that's fine, whatever. But I was very pleased to hear that dialogue between him and Mariah, and him getting in.
Hey, Bree, you keep phasing in and out.
I keep phasing in and out. Is that better?
No, that's her. Yeah, every now and then you'll come. It phases in and out throughout your dialogue.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. Is that better?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Is that a little bit better? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
No, but I was just really happy about the Mariah thing. But as far as like Summer's jealousy, like I said, that I agree. It's very valid with any parent, whether you're adopted or step parents or whatever the case is. It's when you love a child and you see someone kind of being like a motherly figure that could kind of make you feel a little jealous.
Ooh, imagine how Tara's been feeling stewing away in there.
At least she don't have to watch it.
Tara's in. Right, but she in jail for a whole reason. She chose to be in jail.
She sure did. Y'all are right. I agree. I mean, it would be really hard to see that, and too, you would also have to be happy that this child is finding joy.
Mm-hmm.
It would be hard.
Well, to tie in the spoilers, because I haven't done a spoiler video this whole weekend. It's been, pretty busy with me. Uh-oh. Who did we lose? We lost Bree. Okay. She'll pop back in. Part of next Thursday, Summer and Kyle are going to face co-parenting struggles. So, you would think with having a nanny, it should get easier. But it doesn't look like it's going to be that way. So they're going to run into some bumps in the road.
I assume it's got to do with Claire.
Probably.
Because he hates the nanny, so.
Because Kyle probably want her to be doing this, that, and the third. And she like, well, I don't know if I want to do this, that, and the third. So they got to agree. But she's still hesitant. So you're going to have problems.
I know she had told her she didn't want him bringing him out of the house yet, so maybe it would have had something to do with that. I'm not sure, but she did kind of put down that parameter that she didn't want her leaving the house with him yet.
Yeah.
I feel like it's coming where Kyle is going to tell her you're not his mom or something like that.
He's going to say it. It's going to cry.
Yeah.
Yeah. You back,
Because
Bree?
pretty much. Oh, sorry.
No, Bree, you back? Everything. What happened? Did it knock you out?
I was talking and it said you weren't able to hear me, so I just jumped out and came back in.
Oh, okay. All right, go ahead, Keish.
I forgot.
No, I'm sorry.
You were saying something about it's gonna come to Kyle saying you're not his mom. That's where you was at.
Yeah, I remember saying that, but what was I gonna say after that? He pretty much made the decision about Claire without, even though he knew she still had an issue with it. Because he said, it was after he found out, which I do feel like Summer overreacted a little bit when she found out that Jordan was alive but was in prison. And got mad about Claire not saying anything to her, which it wasn't like Claire knew for days or weeks. Bingo. She found out that morning. Yeah.
From Victor, and Victor didn't want,
said, let me tell her. And she was respecting that. and she told her that. And I don't think Claire did anything wrong on that end. But I mean, Kyle was like, well, nothing is changing, and that's that, basically.
Yeah.
Is what he said after, she expressed her concerns about Jordan still being alive and having influence on Claire, or, maybe trying to do something to Claire again.
So
just walking up the steps. So I don't know. I feel like she's going to continue down this road with being this way about Claire, and I feel like Kyle is going to be like, you know what, you're not his mom. You really don't have a say. I was just being nice all this time.
So
I agree with you.
hey, Keish, you mentioned something about him not want, or her not wanting them at the house. Am I correct?
That was me that brought that up.
Who said that?
That was me that brought that up.
Okay, because Amaya said that there was a spoiler picture of Harrison and Claire in the park. So that's definitely not going to make Summer happy if she wanted them in the house.
Well, and don't y'all think too, I mean, when, she's been trying to get people to listen to her because they all got over it, and then she finds out that, her family almost all got taken out. And she's just expected to just be okay with everybody getting over it because they're over it, so she needs to get over it. So the more people say, oh, no, the more frustrated she's going to get, the more unhinged she's going to look. It's just setting her up to take a fall for the new Newman kid, which is Claire.
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting. I want to go back to right quick to the whole conversation with Mariah and Kyle. I guess that's something that she actually stood up for Summer, but I'm thinking about her and Tessa's past, and I'm like, don't be throwing stones too quick now, okay? So, how did y'all get here? Especially Mariah. And then talking about kidnapping. I think Tessa kidnapped Sharon and 2 or 3 other people, wasn't it? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, I understand, maybe she say, hey, take it easy, but I'm looking at Mariah like, don't, just chill out. You know what to... Go ahead. Who's about to say something?
It was so funny when Tessa said, she said something about how scary it must have been, and I was thinking, well, you'd know.
Right. Oh my goodness, that is funny. But anyway, we have one other piece of storyline because Victor fired folks and also forbid folks. So he fired Michael, and then he also told Cole, I'm gonna need you to stay away from my daughter. And I'm like,
That's ever stopped.
How old are these people?
I mean, Cole and they got to be close to 50 or so.
I was just about to say that Cole about to hit 50, and you telling him to stay away from your daughter. And Cole
But in return, it's Victoria's fault.
Not only did he not stay away, he went to go ask her on a date after he told him to do that.
Victor reacts like a spoiled child.
Yep.
You did something I didn't like. I'm taking my toys and leaving. I'm packing my daughter up and I'm locking her in the house, and you can't have anything to do with her anymore.
It totally reminds me of that episode from South Park where Cartman says, I'm going home.
Yeah, Victor is definitely the kid that takes his ball and go home. Like, he's definitely that kid.
Oh my God, that is hilarious. I mean, I'm sitting, and it continues on into Monday. Here, and this is, I don't know if anybody's seen the Monday's episode, but I am not happy with Michael. This man is begging.
Oh God.
Please give us another chance.
So
I'm like,
what?
girl, I was like, what'd you say, Jay?
That check.
I mean,
Don't want to lose them zeros.
But still, that man got him put in a Peruvian prison, or his choices to
Right.
work with him got him put in a Peruvian prison. And then, spoiler alert, Victor's like, okay, again, here we go with this proving it stuff.
Oh no.
Yeah, he wants
Mhm.
them to prove by interloping, interfering in the Abbott family. I'm like, y'all was stupid enough to do it because y'all want to get back in his good grace. Both him and Cole was pathetic on Monday.
Oh gosh.
Really?
Yeah, I saw that. I saw that.
I'm
I
like,
would
what?
think Mike will be happy to be retired.
Right.
Yeah.
This early retirement. Like, I've been through it all for the past almost 30 years. I need a break. I'm sure his wife would like to spend some time with her husband. I mean, he's been kidnapped. He's been in jail. He's been in every other situation. You would think he would have a breather. For the fact that he's going back and begging,
Mm-hmm.
that don't make no sense to me.
I
And it's
was
not like they need the money.
right,
Right.
right.
Barry to Fenmore.
Right.
And
And
he's been employed by Victor for how many years now? And I know Victor been paying him good.
Mm-hmm.
That
You know, he got
million a
money.
year.
You know, he got money stacked up.
He's getting a pension too.
exactly, it's like, and you begging this man, please. They did him a favor. They kept his butt out of jail because all of this stuff was he would have had a litany of felonies. And they like, look, we tried to clean it up for you, so your hands is clean. And then Victor turn around and says the outcome pretty much don't mean anything. It's just the fact that you went behind my back.
Right.
He's mad that they took his smells away. They took his whole fantasy away. They took that's all that he's mad at. Like, he can't take in the Brussels sprouts, the stenches, nothing. That's all he's mad about. And I'm like, how are you going to threaten Cole to not see Victoria? Victoria is grown, but at the same time, Victoria needs to get off of her daddy's property too. She well over 50. Why is she living under her daddy?
Well, remember her house burnt down thanks to Jordan.
So,
So, but by
Right.
now you would think she should call her realtor and say, "Hey, I need a new house."
yeah, she got the money to buy the nicest house on any block.
Exactly.
Right
You
off.
know she had insurance with full replacement cost. Is that thing being rebuilt? What is happening?
Exactly.
And not only that, she has $500 million that she got from her daddy. She can afford to live off of his property.
Yeah, exactly. Go buy a house. I mean, Mariah and Tessa said, "Look, we got to get out of here. Go buy our own house."
Although
All
I
I
will
know
say,
is,
oh, sorry.
all I know is Victor is ungrateful as hell. If I was Cole, I would have told him, I should have let your old ass build that wall up by yourself.
Right?
That's how you gonna treat me?
Those cinder blocks are heavy. I know. I used them in my garden. It was a lot of work.
Oh my God, that was a good one, Jay. I should let you build that wall by yourself. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I mean, did he actually think that Cole would disappear? He would have some splaining to do. He would be like, "Well, you're back home with your mom. It was nice to meet you. I haven't seen you in 25 years since you were born. I'm out." How you explain that?
There's no way. But I will say this, though. The decor in that tack house has been stepped up.
Yes, I took some screenshots here. I was like, oh, some DIY stuff I can do.
Seriously.
It shows that Victoria might have some taste.
Mm-hmm.
I had a quick thing regarding that scene that Victoria had with Claire and Shaggy.
Shaggy.
Did it make they made it seem like Claire was a little girl and they didn't want her to get involved around with Kyle, and she's like, he's been through so many different marriages, he's been through
Yeah.
and I'm like, isn't Claire older than Kyle?
See, this is what we talk.
You got to take into account the harassing. So,
They harassed her down because when she came on this show a year ago, when she was Nikki's assistant, she was looking like an overgrown woman and almost 30. And then with this storyline, they got her hair pulled back and put in a little braid down the back and all this kind of stuff. Not any aged her back was about 8 years.
I was looking for the bows and the Mary Janes. I mean,
and then Victoria had the 2 pigtails.
Yeah, I noticed that.
I thought it was cute, I ain't gonna lie, but I thought it was kind of funny. Like, why she got 2 pigtails?
Go ahead, Keish.
I feel like last week, I think that was last week, they tried to make her appear Claire. They tried to make her appear more mature, or maybe that was not last week, but the week before. Because they had makeup on her. Like she had red lipstick on and her hair was just down and normal. Mm-hmm. Whereas before, I felt like she either had the 2 braids or pulled back in a little ponytail, or the way they have styled her up to like the last couple of weeks has been very, I guess, childlike.
Yeah, because I'm telling you, when she had the business suit on and she came across Nate at the elevator and she had her hair put up in a bun, she didn't look nothing like she does now.
Mm-hmm. But you know what, though? I always thought that she looked uncomfortable.
And which looking older or looking younger?
Older looking, like when she was in the office. I always thought there's something wrong with this chick. Like before we knew, I knew, of course, they were going to be doing something with the character because you could read that from a mile away. We've been watching this for years. But I always thought there was just something off about her character. And it makes perfect sense because Jordan not only kidnapped her, Jordan literally held her growth hostage. Like, she may have gone to school and gotten her degree, but she was probably not allowed friends or to date, so she probably has no idea what an actual relationship is. And I think that's probably why they're infantilizing her in the story between whenever Victoria and Shaggy are talking about her dating. You know, because he's had all these women and she obviously has no experience, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. There's somebody said that Kyle and her would be like 2 years apart. But what do you say, Keish?
I just wonder though, because I know we often reference how she's been sheltered by Jordan all this time, but she was also capable of getting a job, an executive type position, or at least an assistant to an executive position at a huge corporation. So, like I do, of course, there's going to be some type of, I guess, mental block, maybe when it comes to how she grew up and her experiences. But I feel like she still knew enough to be able to work in corporate America, or to be able to work as someone's assistant and be able to manage a job, holding a job down, make it through school. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, the business intelligence and learning in school and that kind of thing is very different from emotional intelligence, I think. And
yes, I agree with that. Yeah. However, I feel like after the Jordan thing, I feel like she was when she started acting like a child. Or she kind of came off as childlike, where she wasn't like doing. I didn't feel like she was doing that before. I just felt like she was very stoic before.
I think that was the mask, and I think what we're seeing now is the stunted growth of the character because of Jordan. That's what I think. I am not a psychologist.
Me neither, girl. Me.
Well, I know one thing. Martin thought he was, but go ahead.
Ooh, the insane whistles.
Oh my God! We got to move on to that storyline. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how this move forward because there's an interesting spoiler for where is it? For next week about Claire decided to let her guard down and be vulnerable with Kyle, which could take their relationship to another level. So I don't know what that means. Are they gonna kiss or something? I don't know. But obviously the direction that they're going with Kyle and Claire is probably in a relationship.
Romantic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, we gotta. Last but not least, we got Ashley, Martin, Alan, Tracy, Tucker.
Mrs. Abbott,
Oh yeah, we can't forget about
Ash.
Mrs. Abbott, Ash, and Belle.
There are many people in that room we could not see.
I know, right? Oh, I gotta say, this right here, she better be, Eileen Davidson better be on the Emmy list for 2025.
She better be
Without
the first
question.
name said for that category when they do the announcements. She should be the first name said in her category.
Yep, I agree.
Because she's delivered at least 6 months worth of submission material.
Yeah, you
with
know
this
what? You're
storyline.
right,
And
Bree.
these last
No,
yeah.
I was agreeing with you. You're right, Bree, because when I went back through my catalog, I had to do some editing of my entire videos. That storyline goes way back 5 or 6 months.
Hmm. And
Yep.
all those different personalities. I mean, imagine the delight in getting your script and seeing the insanity of it all.
Yeah. Go ahead, Bree.
It was just incredible. 6 months where it would be an insult if she wasn't nominated, because especially with these last two episodes, this was incredible. Actually, on all the actors' part for these two episodes, um, this is a great storyline. This is very suspenseful. I'm
Mm-hmm.
getting a little bit of Lifetime, a little bit of Stephen King, just
Mhm.
mixed together in daytime. This was great. The only irritating part was the fact that nobody thanked Tucker
Well, you gotta
for
wait till
keeping David
Monday.
today.
Monday. You hear me,
Okay,
Bree?
I better hear. I thank you.
Oh yeah, Ashley did a whole. She went to visit that man and have a conversation. And of course, Audra is pissed when she walked in on it.
Well, she walked out.
Oh
She
Lord.
she can sit down now.
And Audra needs to go somewhere and take several seats. But that's not until
Her
she'll.
taking several seats is the problem.
Well, she. I mean, not on a man in an actual chair by herself.
A couple of seats.
Listen, that girl. She. I just. I don't know. I was thinking
Musical
about this.
chairs, baby.
I was thinking about this earlier when I was thinking about Audra and what happened on Monday's episode, and I'm like, you don't want to be married to this man, but you want him to move like he is.
Hmm.
You know,
She
she
wants a sugar daddy.
well, she has this expectation of what he owes her as if there's a relationship, but you don't really want a relationship that has that level of commitment. But you acting like you supposed to get that from him.
And didn't you get a paycheck? So you got paid. Like, what am I missing? How are you owed anything?
I did not like this week where Tucker was still talking about, but I still love you. And I want you. And I'm like, dude, get out the elevator and go.
I agree.
Yeah. But go ahead, Bree.
It's really unnerving how they keep circling Tucker back around and people still walking all over him, and he's not even the cause of the issue. Even prior to him leaving to Paris, he was still getting blamed by Jack and Diane. So when he didn't, and I'm hoping to see on Monday that he gets a thank you. But when I saw these last two episodes and they were quick to like get rid of him and say thank you, I was so upset. But
Hey, Bree.
now with Audra, mhm.
Yeah, because I mean, Ashley felt that she owed him that thank you, which is great. But Tracy even tried to stop her from doing that on Monday. I was not happy with Tracy in that moment either.
What?
She tried to stop her. Are you sure you want to do that? I mean, he's part of the problem that you could have a relapse. And she's like, no, I got to do this. I owe him this. Am I right, Jay?
Stop her.
Am I right, Jay? You saw Monday, right?
Yes.
Didn't Tracy try to stop her?
Yeah, she did.
Ugh.
That is insane. That man was blamed for.
But I will say this, T.
Hold on. Bree was.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Bree.
I was going to say, like, this man was blamed for attacking Ashley verbally in Paris to the point where it ruined his relationship with Devon. and he can't even see his grandson. And this, if anything, vindicates him. And and Tracy doesn't feel he's owed an apology.
Well, if it wasn't Tucker was there when that mess was going on, do you think Tracy would have been able to subdue that guy?
Nope.
No.
Absolutely not.
He was there at the right time. And Tracy was like, well, still. I mean, I'm like, girl, sit down. I'm normally don't bother. Tracy Sin usually is the, the one that have the rational. But in this time, she was trying to kick that man out the house.
Yeah. Now, she annoyed me this time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the other thing that really annoyed me is if someone is ever having a breakthrough, don't interrupt them. Don't tell them to stop, that they need to go sleep. They're so high in that moment, they're not going to sleep for hours. Just keep it zipped and sit in the corner. Tracy really made me mad when she did that too. Okay, that's all.
Jay, what did you have? Because you were about to say something right after Bree.
Yeah, I was just gonna say with the Tracy thing, I will say like it wasn't coming from like a place of malice. Like I think her heart was in the right place. She was really just like trying to look out for Ashley, but yeah, she shouldn't have tried to stop her from not apologizing for saying thank you to Tucker.
I mean, she was like, can I try to stop you one more time? Remember, right? And I'm like, you got to let her have that. This is part of her closure. This is part of her therapy. And she told her that, and she was like, okay. And, anyway, I'm glad that she was able to do that. And that scene between her and Tucker was really nice. It didn't get like romantic. He understood, about the fact that she was going through something, and he was happy to be there at the right time to help facilitate the situation and stuff like that. But I have a feeling that Tucker's going to, because it looked like, I guess Eileen is taking another break. And so, yeah, she's not going to be on screen for a little while. So I guess my thing is when Tucker goes back, I still think they're going to carry some angst with him. Just Jack is not going to want to let that go.
And I really like the Tucker we just saw.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And if this isn't enough to get people to get off Tucker's back, then there's literally nothing this man can do. Because honestly, when Ashley finally told everybody it wasn't Tucker, people were still giving him a break. Devon still didn't allow him to be a part of his life. Like they still treated him as if he did abuse Ashley.
Yeah.
So I don't understand like what they're.
I gotta give it to the writers that they didn't go there. You know what I mean?
Right.
You know what I mean? Because they talked about Martin did something bad. They just didn't take it there. If this was Bold, I think
Oh, they definitely would.
that Bold would have went there.
Bold doesn't know how to read a room if you read it out loud to them and ask them to repeat it.
Right.
Oh, wow.
That was funny, Keish.
Here's my thing. Nobody still notified Abby.
Right.
What's going on with her own mother?
And she about to go away and institutionalize herself, and her daughters still don't know none of this.
And why did they contact Jack? Or why did they even choose to speak with Jack?
With his purple robe. With his purple robe.
With his and just sitting there like a big joke. And I just don't understand why nobody. Well, actually, I put the blame on Abby too because she needs to check on her own mother. But the fact that they kept Abby away from this entire storyline, she's only popped in like maybe one or two scenes within this storyline with Ashley, is very odd to me. But everybody else has shared like their emotions towards what's going on. And this is a major thing. She's going to be going away. And the fact that Abby is nowhere to be found, not even a phone call away regarding this, it's odd to me.
Yeah. I do have to mention something because I put something in the group chat a few days ago about that balcony and how much of a fall it was. And Trish brought up Trish said, "Listen, you can trip on something." What you say?
Oh, hey, man, you can. It's happened. I know somebody it happened to. It's horrifying. It's like, oh my God, they just literally tripped over a root and they're gone.
So is
Wow.
there something that validates for sure that that was? Wait, which one was the bad guy?
Oh yeah, because Bree brought that up, and I had clips of the photos,
Martin
and
was wearing buttons, right?
so Martin had the collared button-down shirt, and Alan had the V-neck sweater.
Yeah.
Is it possible?
Oh
They switched
God.
on the way down.
Yes, it's not on the way down, but you know how they all ran. They looked over the balcony and then they all went down. They all walked away to go downstairs. Is it possible
That man
that in
switched
some
shirts.
world that he switched shirts with them to make them think?
Well, I'm thinking that if there's got to be some blood or something on there, because that man had some injuries internally. So I don't know about that one, Keith.
You'd think it'd be all the, down the shirt and all the back of his head, and his head would be cracked.
That's true. That's true. Well,
Right.
yeah, that was the first thing that came to mind. When
Yeah, Bree
I was
too.
like,
But you and Bree were on the same page.
I'm always skeptical of soaps when it comes to death scenes.
Me too. It actually would have been a better twist if Martin was the one that lived, because especially since Ashley's, going to Fairview or to a medical hospital, he could really kind of amp that up. It would have made the storyline even more intense, in my opinion.
Oh, if he was a fellow patient?
Okay. No, if it was Martin that lived.
Pretending
I thought you were saying
and pretending to be Alan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretending to be Alan and trying to be a therapist over at the mental hospital or something. Like, especially since they stress like how bad her experiences were in those hospitals. Not to say I don't want anything bad to happen to her, but the storyline is already suspenseful and good, and that's an interesting twist to have the two twins and the way that they landed. It would have been interesting if Martin had lived instead of Alan. Sorry, Alan.
Dang.
I am, though, I'm wanting Tracy and Alan to develop a little thing. I feel like Tracy.
Oh, listen, that Monday's episode, I know Jay probably was just going to say, that Monday's episode, they have a little, kind of, it's not, but it's a moment where they really, really care about each other. And he was like, give me a hug, and she looking like, oh, you want a hug? So you will see a little bit of that on Monday, Keith.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tracy needs a man.
Yeah, I was just about to bring that up, T. I was going to ask you and Trish, since y'all saw Monday's episode, did y'all notice that moment between Tracy and Alan? It looks like they were kind of putting it out there with those two.
Yeah. Now, what did y'all think about the fact that a lot of the alters came to the surface because of childhood trauma? So I'm wondering what happened in her childhood. Was it the situation with Dina or something else? That whole thing, or something with Jack or another family member, or I don't know.
Yeah, I think they just leave the door open for future storylines with a cause or a message. I don't know.
Childhood trauma, but didn't Billy go through the same thing? So
Yeah.
is it something within the Abbott family that's causing this type of trauma?
Well, I guess from the way it sounds, and hey, like y'all say, I'm not a therapist, and I'm not going to be like Martin either. It sounds like you create those altars to protect you from whatever trauma you experience. I don't know if it's something that's inherited. You know what I mean? So, some psychological conditions come from trauma, and then some are, genetic, something deal with the chemicals in the brain being off, different things like that. So, and I think that's the difference where you come in sociopathic, which is more emotional, and psychopathic, which is more physiologically, something else is going on. It's not because of maybe a traumatic event that happened and your body is creating a protective wall and is using different mechanisms to do that. or defense mechanisms. I think that's right.
It makes me wonder if like is this trauma coming from like the parents but both because Billy went through the same thing and now they're saying that Ashley went through the same thing. They grew up in that Abbott house. I wonder if something happened in that Abbott house that's causing this trauma.
A lot of stuff happened in the Newman and the Abbott house. Do you know how much drama? I'm surprised that whole second and third generation. Look at what Connor is going through. I mean, with the OCD, obviously, but both of his parents, and I don't want to push all the blame, but they did some dark things in their past, and their kid was had a ringside seat. Yeah. I mean, Connor's seen a lot.
And not just with his parents,
his grandfather.
I mean, how many times did he think his father was unaligned?
Yeah.
That alone.
Yeah. And you know, honestly, if you look at families that have that billionaire kind of status, they're so screwed up. It's like the facade of normalcy is so heavily promoted with their PR teams, but there's so much crazy stuff going on in the background. It must be exhausting.
It gotta be. Yeah, so, and I see it in the comment section that DID is not inherited, it comes from trauma. So, and that does make sense. And the way that Ashley explained it to Tucker Monday is tomorrow, is pretty much that her trauma, those altars came up as protect. They were always there. It seemed like it was always there, but now with this latest situation with Martin, they came out. So maybe they were created in childhood and then maybe went away and then came back. So it was an interesting explanation that she kind of gave Tucker tomorrow.
Wow.
I think that leaves the door open for them to have her, because she did such a great job portraying the altars. I think they probably introduced that whole childhood trauma thing in case they ever wanted to go back to her having it again. Because, like, if you ever watched One Life to Live, they did the ID with a few characters. They had, like, childhood traumas and whatnot, and the altars always came back, like, multiple times. So I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of put that out there just in case they ever wanted her to come back to perform as those altars again and then explore what happened to her in her childhood.
Now, let me ask you guys.
Williams said the same thing.
Let me ask you guys. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, I was just saying, Jasmine Williams said the same thing. One Life to Live did have the ID storyline.
Now, what about Martin? Because they are two opposites. You have this, and it's usually like that with twins, where you have the calm twin, and then you have the wild twin. It was interesting how, he said he tried to help his brother, but his brother was I'm wondering how that happened. You had two kids in the same house. I'm assuming under the same, being raised the same way or whatever, and one of the twins went the opposite direction. What do you think about that?
I've seen it happen.
Oh, okay.
It's wild. They're just completely two different people. They may look exactly alike, but one was extraordinarily extroverted, the other was extraordinarily introverted. Both were highly intelligent, and they just chose different paths.
Yeah.
Just very, very different paths.
I didn't know what they were going to do with Christopher Cousins. I thought maybe he'll just show up as Ashley's friend and therapist, but when they took it where he played a dual role, I'm wondering, would they put him on the Emmy block for guest performance?
I would hope so.
Yeah, but he would be in the same category with Jordan.
I think he would warrant the nomination, but Jordan would probably be the front runner to win.
Yeah, without question.
Or should I say Colleen Zink? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, because they had two big, storylines with two guests like that. That would have been we'll see how it play out next year.
I hope Colleen better get a nomination. That's all I'm gonna say. She's she's been killing it. She's definitely been Jordan's character's been really giving Sheila a run for her money. I will say that. But this acting has been great.
What you say, Keish?
I feel like she has surpassed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she low-key ass about it.
Wait a minute, she surpassed who? Sheila?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. You say she worse than Sheila, huh? I put
You
a.
saying Sheila has a heart?
Well, you know, if you leave it up to.
Performance in general, not necessarily her craziness.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Surpassed her in craziness too when you look at it. Like, look at the things Sheila did. Like, she used the bees to do, you know, like this woman, Jordan, had poison enough for, you know, had enough poison for a whole family, set a whole jail on fire, and, you know, with casualties so she can get loose. Like, she's yes, oh my goodness, yes.
Yeah.
She has stepped it up a notch. She's done things that Sheila hasn't done at all. Like, I definitely say she's a step up to Sheila's to what Sheila has done.
Give Sheila time.
Well, you know what, and that goes back to what I was saying about. I think Sheila's more of a sociopath, whereas Jordan is more of a psychopath.
Yes.
Yeah. Sheila may not have set a jail on fire, but she did set a house on fire with her mother inside.
And Lauren.
So.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my goodness. I can't believe Jill, Sheila,
and I guess that's where that whole thing what I was saying about more of emotional, because with Sheila, it always come back to who loves her or not. Whereas with Jordan, she don't give two. Who cares about her? She just want what she want done.
Yep.
I mean, she turned on her own niece, called her a little. Remember, she was pissed at Claire. Like, okay, fine, I'm gonna take you out too.
Set her on fire.
Exactly. She has zero empathy. So yeah, I would call Sheila a sociopath. I would call Jordan a psychopath. Absolutely.
Yep.
All right. TP2 Real said they both crazy.
Yeah, they both crazy. I think that Jordan just needs a man.
Who?
Jordan just needs a man.
Who? Victor? Victor would probably be the only one that could knock the cobwebs out.
I mean, I wouldn't do that to the most horrible, misogynistic jerk on the planet. Would I put that person with Jordan?
I mean,
he put himself there. He put himself there. He created a whole cell for her.
So awful.
And the fact that she's fighting her sister who passed away decades ago, her battles over her ex. This is her only reason. I'm like, this is the only man you can think of. And she's never mentioned any other man. Claire's never mentioned any other man around them. So maybe Jordan just needs, you know, a release, an awakening, if you will.
She needs that psychopath knocked out of her.
Wait a minute, what you say? What you say, Jay Marty?
I said she needs that psychopath knocked out of her.
I don't know if Victor would be one to do it, but I think she would give him a try. She thinks about him far more often than Nikki does.
Listen, he got a whole cell down there. Then it'd be smelling like old Brussels sprouts and Badussi down there, and that's it.
Oh God.
Oh goodness.
That is crazy. Yeah. No, Victor, go ahead, go find your wife and keep it moving. And
she's not that hard to find. She's underneath Jack all the time.
Oh. Well, that situation is gonna get worse this coming week of the 10th as well. So.
Oh, I'm just hating all of this news.
Yeah, but anyway. All right, I think we covered everything. Unless y'all, did we miss anything? I mean, Thursday and Friday. Thursday, yes, TP2 real. Yeah, I said that. Thursday and Friday was pretty much about Ashley, and then everything else, we kind of touched on. So, y'all got anything else on Young and the Restless?
Vita Worship says Jordan has a twin sister.
She does.
She does?
Those are
No.
these twins.
Vita, are you confusing the sister that Victor used to date? Is that what you're saying, or are you actually saying
There's another one?
I hope not. And it wouldn't surprise me for one of the sweeps months that they would have Jordan break out of that maximum security prison too.
So,
If she breaks out of another jail,
she gonna hold on to the frame under the laundry truck at that age and hang on while it trolleys out the front? On the top of it. Who is writing this? Oh wait.
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I feel like the only thing left they could do with Jordan to have her on screen is do a trial.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, a trial, yeah. And then what? She break out the courtroom or something?
I could definitely see her. Oh my God, when Colleen Zink, I think this was her character when she was on As the World Turns.
Uh-huh.
Wasn't there a scene where she was in court and she ran and jumped out the window? Am I thinking of a different character, or was that her character, Barbara Ryan?
she may have? Because Barbara did some wild things too.
She was in court for
If they did a courtroom scene with her and she does that, I will never ever speak another bad word about the Y&R showrunner, the writers, no one. I would absolutely die.
But Keish, if they do that, they gotta go true soap opera cheesy with it. And when she jumps out the window, they have to make it very obvious that we can tell it's like a stunt person with a wig on. Like I want the cheese factor with it. Like let us see that we know it ain't her. Like I want to see the wig, like everything. Like just go full on cheese with it.
Hey, so Allison Climbs W said Jordan has a twin brother named Gordon.
Are you guys making this up,
No,
or is this
where's
for
this
real?
coming from?
I don't know. I'm like, where y'all getting this stuff from? Unless I don't remember, because I mean, the last time that Eve Howard and Cole and all them, that was in the 90s. So, do you guys remember anything with Eve having a mentioning a brother, a sister?
No.
I barely remember her to begin with.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
When this all came about, y'all had to remind me who Eve was, and I thought I had a good memory. It's
Right.
killing me.
Yeah. Oh, she said, yeah, she made it up. Allison. Let's not start rumors.
Jordan. Yeah, because I was like, I think they making this up by the end of this. They gonna say Claire had a kid when she was a teenager, and that kid was also trained by Jordan, and they gonna come into town wanting revenge. Like y'all was just gonna make all this stuff up.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right. Okay, so did we cover everything else? Because we definitely got to hit bold.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
we
good.
kicked that dead horse. We're good.
Okay.
Oh gosh, it's a saying. Don't ban it.
I got you.
You gotta hit bold like Finn about to hit Hope this week.
Oh my god, gosh. All right. You guys, how many, oh, there you go. Thanks, Bree. You put it in the chat. It's over 115 people in the chat. Yay. On a Sunday. I know, right? Make sure you hit that like button if you are new here, because I see some new names. Make sure you subscribe. We normally do the lives on Friday night, 7 o'clock Central Time, but the only reason that we moved it to Sunday is because of the daytime Emmys that was on Friday night. So we knew people were on watch and we checked the stuff online, so we decided to do that. But we will talk about the daytime Emmys in this show, so don't go anywhere. All right. Besides liking and subscribing, there are other platforms on IG, Threads, Twitter, which is now X, TikTok, and there is a blog, and also we're on Medium. The blog is on Medium, and then also on Lord, what is that other one? Rumble. So You can find us on all of those different platforms. I know Jay, you asked me this question about going live on TikTok. TikTok is very, very finicky. If you say a word that has nothing to do with anything, if it's not something that they like, you'll get a message in your live saying we will shut your live down in 2 minutes if you don't do this. It's too finicky. And over here, yeah, I mean, other lives, they talk about crazy stuff, but then depending on what you're talking about, and that happened the last time I went live on TikTok, and I'm like, I can't do this. I can't stop and start and stop and start. So,
I might as well forget about trying to go live on TikTok then, because I was trying to get enough followers so I can simulcast my game streams.
well,
But
I
the
don't
things I
think it's
did
going
on
to
here,
be that. I don't think it's going to be that issue right there. But if you say words like, that could cross reference to other things, like what's like if you said tree, I guess you can say trees or whatever. Sometimes the word, you know what I mean. Sometimes the word trees on TikTok mean, you know,
Yeah.
yeah,
la 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 la.
yeah, exactly. When you talking
Okay.
about the tree, you talk. You know what I'm saying? So they will cross, even if it doesn't mean anything. We could be talking about Summer and Chance. Yeah, I forgot we got Chance. We saw Chance this week. Yay! Summer and Chance was sitting under those trees having a conversation. They'd be like, "Did you say trees?" It's like really. So yeah, TikTok can be really
That's
finicky.
extra sensitive. My
It's
goodness.
beyond ridiculous.
Yeah, it's crazy. So anyway, I do know that some people on the TikTok side have moved over here to YouTube, so that's cool too. So
Yay.
yeah, so all right. No, Dewan, I am not. Yes, Demonica. Yeah, they tripping on the words that you say over there, and it could be meaningless, and they'll still like. I was listening to a live, and they were talking about something, and they said that they wanted to shut their live down because of unregulated goods, and the person wasn't even talking about nothing like that. It's like really. So
And two, the trolls come out and just start reporting stuff
that
like
is
that.
true. If they
Yeah.
they will report you. If they report you on anything, TikTok will be like, all right, well, we don't care. Even if you are being nice, we're going to shoot you a warning. I don't have time for that. We have a good time over here on YouTube, and unless we say unalive and pew pew and grape, we good. So,
Yep.
all right. So, you guys ready for bold? Oh my goodness. Hopey, hopey, hopey.
Ho.
Ho,
Yes.
ho, ho. It's like ho, ho, hope.
Ho, 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 ho. She's
Mm.
living to the first two letters of her name. She's definitely living up to them two
Well,
letters.
hey, Finn did say you are definitely what your name should be. Yeah, you're right, Finn.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The hypocrisy.
I know, right? Okay.
Ugh.
Let me do the summary and then we'll break it all down. All right. So, for the Bold and the Beautiful for the week of June 3rd through June 7th, Lee bursts into Bill's place uninvited and demands to run the paternity test herself, while Ridge refuses to cut Hope's line. Bill, Luna, and Poppy eagerly demand the paternity test results, and Hope urges Brooke to end Steffi domination of Forrester. Lee is horrified as Bill, Luna, and Poppy are elated when it's confirmed that Bill is Luna's father. Finn massages Hope after walking into a fight between her and Steffi, and Bill asks Poppy and Luna to move in. And then Finn and Hope make out while Steffi tells Liam Hope's trying to cause problems in her marriage.
No lie there.
Let's see. Let's start off with the paternity thing. Cause Lee was like, hold up, wait a minute. No, I'm gonna do it. I got the same test and my box is sealed. We gonna do this professionally. And she put on a glove and stayed at his house.
Professional.
Who wanna go first?
I know I went off on Wednesday. If you guys want to go.
I feel like this isn't. I feel like in about 3 to 6 months, we're gonna find out that the test was a false positive or some crazy BS like that, and it's not really Bill because it was wrapped. They don't know where the heck they want to go with this storyline. I feel like it was wrapped up way too perfectly because Bill was excited about it, Luna was excited about it, of course Poppy was excited about it, and they got the result they wanted, and that's just not how the soaps work. So I'm skeptical still.
Okay. What you got, Trish?
I feel the same way. And two, let me just say, Lee is so bitter and so jealous. And I realize Poppy's not perfect, and yeah, the whole almost cost her a job, blah, 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 whatever. But Lee needs to go live her life, live a happy life. To be that miserable and to have that misery permeate before you even enter the room. I mean, you can feel the cold breeze coming before she even opened the door.
Did you guys get the feeling from that scene when she was talking to Katie that she developed feelings for Bill or something?
That was
The way she was
flashing back, Keish.
when she was talking about how he rescued her. And
Yeah.
Yes.
that's all I want to ask.
Go ahead, Bree.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Now you guys know Lee is my girl. I'm gonna forever defend her. Now for the scene you're talking about, Keish, I think it was more so like she's just grateful. It was a sign of gratitude, especially after everything that she went through with her husband, and then she had to deal with the Sheila stuff, and then almost risked losing her life. And here's this man kind of just swooping in and trying to be there for her. I think that she was just trying to be respectful. She hasn't really been mixed up with him for us to see like, oh, maybe she has feelings for him. But I think she was just trying to look out for like another rich, wealthy man and make sure he's not getting screwed over by the sister. But I do not believe these results. These are finicky. This is a home DNA test. They set this up. They set this up this way for a reason. We know this is going to be a big okie doke. They got this girl's hopes up for no reason. And this looks really messy and sloppy on the writer's part. How is it Bill is spreading his seed and is randomly popping up with kids randomly like this? You're a whole billionaire and you just loose with your seeds. And here comes now a daughter all of a sudden. I mean, at least Will was conceived through marriage, but the other few, like, come on now. Is there 20 more children that's going to pop up at this point? This is a very stupid storyline.
This would have been the time to give Carter a retcon child, not another one to Bill.
Right. I know. That would have been awesome for Carter to have a child, but he needs...
They don't use Carter enough to give him a child on this show.
Carter's not supposed to be.
You don't see him.
He's not allowed to be happy.
No.
Can't have Carter be happy.
I guess here's my take on this whole thing. Back in January and February, and Bree and I kind of talked about this on Wednesday. They were focusing heavily with the different scenes, what we saw, where they were pointing at Finn to be the dad. And I mean, she was eyeballing him. They brought up the dance parties and stuff that when he was in college and how she was living with them at the time. And all of that added up with her being 20 because, of course, Finn is supposed to be almost 40 or whatever. And so they did that. They dropped the storyline in favor for the RJ Luna thing, then the Sheila thing with the Sheila Sugar scenario, and then Thomas leaving, and then circle back to this because they were adamant about Bill not being the father back then. She was like, there is no chance. No, you're not. But, and then we fast forward to June. It's like, well, it's a possibility. Okay, when did you figure that out? So the writing to this thing, if you said, okay, scrap the Finn and Jack scenario. Let's just give it to Bill, clean it up, and move on with this paternity test storyline. That's what, in my opinion, I think that's what the writers did. They got lazy and said, nah, let's not go with the Finnegan men. Let's just put it back on Bill and keep it moving. What do y'all think? You think it was a writer's flaw on that?
I still contend that those writers sit at a table with several hats with nouns, adjectives, and so forth, and just pull stuff out of hats and go, okay, we're going to do this now.
Yeah.
It's the
Mm-hmm.
only logical thing because none of this makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Amaya brought it up. I mean, because a lot of people did think it was kind of gross. It would have made for soapy drama, but folks, just as much as they didn't like the whole thing with Zende, they wasn't feeling this whole thing with the nephew sleeping with his auntie.
Yeah.
You.
And so they.
That to me is not soapy drama. That's just gross.
Yep.
But I'm saying, I know that's. Well, I mean,
Just nasty.
she said that's. But see, they weren't biological, and that's why they would. That's why they were considering it.
Yeah, but the man coming onto the show calling her Aunt Poppy the whole time.
Yeah, and I think that's why they redirected the storyline because they was like, maybe we shouldn't go down this. We losing because Bold is taking a hit this year.
Oh yes, their ratings suck.
Their ratings and viewership is falling in the toilet right now.
Because they've been writing some crap.
Yeah, and we'll talk about the Emmys too because they only got one, and it was one award, and it was for to me and the worst storyline ever. But congrats, Thorsten.
They got one on the creative art side. The costume design one again.
Well,
Featherstone.
Well, they look good, I guess.
Y'all, I mean, how do you allow this to happen to what is supposedly the number one show in the world?
Yeah. I mean, Bold is, if you look at, especially on Instagram, you'll see a lot of people over in Italy talking about them in French. And Australia as well. You know, those are the two biggest places that I see a lot of, traction coming from outside of the United States. So yeah, I don't know. They actually had to throw that out the window and say, no, forget about it. Let's just give it to Bill. Have her come back and say, well, I'm sorry. I didn't want you to think I was a gold digger. That's why I kept the secret for so long. Yeah, okay, whatever.
Yeah, I think that's what it was too, T. I think they had intentions on having it be one of the Finnegan men.
Mm-hmm.
I think they was gonna do Finn because they really was looking like that's what they was headed towards, and I think they got scared because I think they started hearing the words that people thought, that would have been too much. It would have been disgusting, and I think they decided to pull away from it.
Yeah, I mean they could have had Jack, but then they would have to figure out a way to bring either the actor back, or Ted King, or what? Isn't that his name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring him back or bring somebody back, and that probably would have cost too much money. So.
But they had Finn, who's actively there, and the episodes is from January 29th and January 30th, where she was looking at him. They pointed in that man's direction for a reason, and they dropped the ball because it would have been far more interesting if Finn was the father, and then he had Lee going crazy that her niece is her grandchild.
Interesting at all. That would have been gross.
Yeah, I knew Keish was gonna say that.
I just don't see the interest in a storyline where a man slept with his aunt. I don't care if he's adopted or not. I just don't find that interesting at all.
And you can't tell me they wasn't intending on doing that because I truly believe they did that whole thing when Luna asked, was I there too? And he said, no, you didn't come around until a year later. They put that out there for a reason. That was purposefully put out there.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Yep. So.
I believe these results. I will not believe these results. These are finicky results.
Well, I mean, okay, so let's bring it. Yeah, let's bring it back to what happened this week because at first Lee was like, "Oh, I know she lying," And there was a whole back and forth on social media and about this whole thing. Well, she's not lying. She said it's a possibility. She didn't say like they do on Maury, I'm 1,000% sure he is the father.
Mhm.
Poppy kept saying he's a possibility. And Lee was telling them that she says that she's the father. No, he didn't. She didn't say that.
But see that's where I had to jump online too because people were saying that well, she said it was a possibility. Yeah, that day, but months prior, she was adamant that he wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a possibility that day, one day, versus months back when her daughter was begging and pleading. Can you confirm this? She kept saying no, 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 no. Same way when she was introduced with Bill. She pretended she didn't know him, then she knew him, then they had this great, one night, and but he's not the father. She was adamant about all of that until she saw the yacht, and then he was a possibility. She she had her daughter go through all that mental gymnastics for no reason. That's why I don't
Mm-hmm.
believe these results. I think it's going to get her hopes all up, and her mom is not, and it's going to show that Poppy wasn't being honest because they wrote it this way. And I think Lee is going to end up the hero in the end, and Katie's going to get her man back.
All I know, it seemed like they just throwing anything at the wall, hoping it sticks, so they can renew their contract next year. I mean, it's like let's shock the fan. We just need to get the viewers up. If we can get shock people into wanting to watch every day, because that's what it looks like to me. I mean, especially with this whole thing we got to talk about later with Hope. I, I mean, I don't know. We'll get there later, but they're just throwing everything in the kitchen sink at the wall and saying, "Here, let's try this. Let's try that. Let's try this." You know. Mm.
I mean,
Anyway.
this show pushes the boundaries. I mean, look at all the men that Brooke had went through. So they don't mind incest on this show at all.
Yeah.
But if they really want to do shock value, then they need to have Brooke get with the one Forster man she hasn't gotten with yet.
Oh,
They need to do Brooke and Thomas. If
Mm.
you really want to go for that shock value,
Well, they
they
kind of.
flirted with it, but it wasn't with Matt, and that was a whole thing. But if they really want that shock value,
Yeah.
Well,
Also
they
waiting
was
for Liam.
tiptoeing her around Liam too. Remember?
Yep. Yes, I was hoping they would go down that route. Just to
I
drive
think
people
Liam
crazy.
and Brooke needed to happen when he was still married to Hope, though. Like during that time when it was ending,
Yeah.
I think that's when it needed to happen.
Mm. Well, like I said, Lee. Going back, because we're gonna close up this lease and paternity thing. We also got the situation where Lee was trying to. Did it look like she thought twice about Poppy when she found out that she was the test that we had saw that was positive about him being the father? She went back to talk to Katie. Katie was like, "Well, are you rethinking your sister or something like that?"
maybe
She
had a
gave,
second.
she gave a scoff.
I know.
I think she just took it on the chin. She took it on the chin, like, hey, she got a W, but I think she was still upset, like, oh wow, she's really about to use Bill like crazy. If anybody knows Poppy, it would be her sister. And I was shocked that she called her Poppy when she got in the office with Katie instead of Penelope.
I noticed
Oh,
that.
right, with all that venom behind it.
Yeah, exactly.
Did we already say that it was trash how she was in there dogging her sister to a total stranger because she don't know Katie?
Total trash.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know her from a hole in the wall. And I'm getting tired. I got to put this out here. I'm getting tired of Lee always talking about, I need to protect Bill because it's Kelly's grandfather.
Blah, blah.
What about Hayes? Do you ever care? I mean, every time something comes up, it's all about Kelly.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier this week though. She uses that as a roundabout, like the long way around to connect Bill to Finn which is him being Kelly's stepdaughter, and Bill isn't connected to Hayes at all. So it's just a
Mm-hmm.
lame way for her to try to connect it to this is why I'm doing it.
Lame is the perfect word.
Exactly. Exactly. And writers, we still don't know what happened to Carter and Katie.
Right.
Yeah.
We don't know what happened to Carter and Katie. We haven't seen Finn in a scene with his mama, but
Nope.
we got the mama over here dictating fraternity tests to Luna and Poppy. Like, why have we not seen Finn in scenes with Lee since when was the last time they were in a scene together?
When she visited him in his office.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And what was that, like the beginning of the year?
No, it was a handful of weeks ago, right? Like 2-3 weeks ago.
I don't remember it
No,
being that recent.
it was when he thought that Sheila was unalive, and she was
That's
telling
right.
him to kind of tighten up and be there for Steffy, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he still doesn't know that Sheila did the whole peekaboo BS.
I don't think that'll ever come up. But it makes no sense as to why those two have not discussed this
And
topic.
here's the interesting thing, Keish. Both Lee and Finn were in the Forrester office at the same time, across the hall from each other. When
Exactly.
she was in there talking to Katie, Finn was over there with Hope.
And it just makes they have not. This man has not been a part of his actual family storyline since they've been on screen. He's had 2 seconds with Luna when they had dinner with Luna and RJ that one night. He had the 2 scenes with Poppy, right?
Mm-hmm.
The one where she came to the house asking him to be a father figure to Luna, and then that one at the first time he saw her at the Forrester Creations office, and then maybe a handful of scenes in the last 12 months with his mom. And he's asked once. I think it's been one time where he's asked, "What is the deal with you and our Poppy? Like, why do you guys hate each other so much?" And then that's the last time we've heard him talk anything about the drama that's going on between the two of them.
Yep.
Well, he had to make sure knew she was being watched out for from Thomas.
But
he's had more scenes with Sheila and Deacon and his own mother.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that they not crossing their paths in that same scenario, like Abby ain't being crossed paths with her own mom.
Right.
Yeah, it's these little choices in decision making with these stories that I just like to be a fly on the wall to know why they're deciding to isolate Finn from the rest of his family.
Yep.
Like, what is the reason behind it? Is it because you don't want them to address the Sheila thing? Because there's no way Finn would come out of that conversation looking good? Like, why?
You know what? I'm curious to find out with the whole intervention with Lee and Katie and things like that. Is it going to come out what happened with those mints? And is that information going to get back to Bill? And how is he going to feel about Penelope, aka Poppy, at that point?
It doesn't have to necessarily come from Lee because Brooke knows about those mints.
Yep.
She could easily tell her sister.
I don't think Bill would.
Uh-oh.
You want to go ahead, Keish?
I was just gonna say I don't think Bill would care. Not care, but I don't think it would be to the level of, well, you need to move out. I don't want you moving in here, or I don't trust you or anything like that. I could see her like maybe asking her some questions and then being understanding about it or something.
I think he's going to be more mad at Zende than anything.
That's what I was about to bring up. I was going to say another question the question should be, what is he going to do to Zende if that comes out?
Yeah,
because he's going to pay him a visit.
Bill better not say anything without looking in the mirror himself.
Yeah, I feel like they're not going to create a scene where he confronts Zende about it because everybody is pretty much and everybody's point of view is that they feel like Zende didn't intentionally do something to hurt her. They were coming from the standpoint of RJ is your cousin and you slept with his girlfriend. You betrayed
right.
him.
Yeah, exactly.
So Bill isn't. I don't think anything will happen there.
You would think not, but it's so much, hypocrisy on the show. But yeah, he slept with his daughter's wife, so you would think he shouldn't say anything.
Wait a minute, did you say he slept with his daughter's wife?
His wife.
I had to calculate that in my brain.
Right. I'm like, wait a
Wait,
minute.
what?
Forgive me, his son's wife.
Yeah, his daughter-in-law. Okay, I'm trying to think. Did we leave out anything else in that whole Poppy Lee Bill storyline? Oh, moving in together.
Mm-hmm.
You think it's too soon?
I'd move in too. You seen that?
Oh my goodness, you know that because that preview that we saw on Friday, because there is no spoilers for Bold this week yet. They're holding back again.
Yep.
So I honestly, when Katie walks in and says, "Ooh, you look comfortable," she is not gonna be happy with Poppy moving in that house.
Oh no. Oh no.
She's gonna need to get over it because it's not her business.
Yeah, I mean y'all divorced. It's over.
It sounds like Will doesn't live there.
No, he's in boarding school. So
I mean, we know the Logans. They're gonna poke around in somebody else's or relationship business because they feel like they own the men they have kids with.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yep.
that territory and keep coming back to sniff it out.
Even though she has her own man.
So at least so we think.
We're guessing.
We're guessing.
Still together.
Cause even Carter's not bringing it up. Like I'm gonna go to have dinner with Katie. I'm supposed to meet her, or they haven't even brought up the fact that things are not going well between me and Carter right now. Nothing.
When she was talking to Brooke and Donna last week, did one of them ask her, did she want to get back with Bill?
Yes.
Yeah.
What did she say? I can't remember.
She was talking about how Bill she always loved him or was the love of her life, something like
Love
that.
of her life. Yeah.
When he wasn't in her sister. Yeah.
Well, the crazy thing is that Brooke knows like what happened last year, that after Brooke turned him down, he went to Katie and Katie turned him down. They both were pissed at him, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then now Brooke, fast forward a week or so ago, Brooke is pushing her sister to get back with him.
I mean, that's not a surprise that she does the thing. She was doing the same thing with Hope and Liam all these years, regardless of the trash that Liam used to do.
Yeah, that's true. All right, moving on to the next. First of all, we gotta congratulate somebody got a job. Tom.
Oh yeah.
Tom got a job as a pizza delivery guy, so Deacon is putting some money in his pocket, which I thought that was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my favorite part of that storyline, that they are shedding light, especially on the homelessness in California. They welcome him in, give him a job. That's a great storyline.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm wondering is he gonna get an apartment? I know Deacon was trying to find him a place to stay. Don't you need somewhere? I'm like, dude, your apartment.
Deacon house, dude.
You're right. They living in a small team, right? And he's the owner of one of the biggest pizza restaurants in town. That, yeah.
They need to get Deacon a spot.
They need to get him a house or something. Maybe he'll get Poppy in Poppy's old place because they moving in with Bill.
That's a good idea. I like that.
Yeah,
That wasn't Poppy's place. That was Luna's place. That woman moved in with her daughter.
Dang, that is right.
I have been waiting for them to upgrade Deacon's place because that little
Yeah, and then give that apartment to Tom.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Maybe
They would have to burn the couch, though.
You know what?
I mean, that man was sleeping on a sidewalk.
Listen, if anybody couch needs to be burned, it's Hope's in that cabin.
But all the freaky things all the freaky things that Sheila and Deacon were doing, you honestly want to put that man on that couch?
Beats the sidewalk.
Hey, man, look, it beats the sidewalk.
That's true.
You can always get a slip cover.
Right.
Making a man go in that tuna can with the smell of feet. How
Listen, he got a fridge. He got a bedroom, a small living room, a fridge, and a stove. He probably be happy. And he got a job, and he can eat all the pizza he wants.
Yeah, and get free meals. Sure.
All right. Then what'd you say, Bree? Go ahead.
I'll take the place, but they can keep their couch. I'll sleep on the floor of that apartment.
Honestly, I think I could do efficiency.
No, I mean, I don't. I'm wondering how Sheila and Deacon is gonna move. But they're now married. I'm wondering if they're creating a storyline for this. We know ain't no babies coming out of that.
Oh, please no.
I want to put a baby in this woman so badly.
No, listen. Both of them are hitting 60.
Yep.
So no. Mm-mm.
No.
In Kimberly's interview that she did last week,
Mm-hmm.
she said something about a storyline coming up involving her and Lee.
Oh God.
Oh boy. The rivalry continues.
Oh man, which means contention, because I can't see them skipping through the roses together.
Oh, absolutely not.
Oh gosh, no.
But I feel like it's going to be they're definitely making Lee the antagonist in whatever situation is going on. It's not going to be Sheila.
Yeah. TP too real. Yes, I totally agree with you. Hope does need a new house. She need to get off her mama's property.
Somebody said online, I can't remember if I was on Facebook or on X. Somebody said Hope lives in her mama's front yard.
Oh.
And I about died.
I mean, I don't think, and they need to burn that couch. I don't think a slip cover is going to help that couch. They need to burn the couch. But yeah, she need to get out of it. I mean, yeah. Vita says old toad smell is in Deacon's house.
Yes. as long as they air out the tuna can and get rid of the couch, that'd be a great place for Tom.
Just take that thing down to studs and redo it.
Oh man.
Move on. I did want to touch on something Keish asked during the when we were talking about the paternity test story. Excuse me. Keish, you asked, like, did we feel like they were trying to show Lee was like had feelings for Bill? I did get that feeling, but I got it from when she was at the mansion when Luna asked her, "You two know each other?" And then because she flashed back then too and talked about how Sheila almost unalived her and Bill saved her. I felt like that was like establishing that Lee had some kind of feelings for Bill.
Okay, I gotta say something because there's a writer's flaw in there, and that whole thing where Poppy and what's her daughter, Luna, was in there talking about, oh, how did you two know each other? Poppy knew exactly what happened.
Yep.
She knew because when back in February, January, when they were eating at the restaurant at Il Giardino, and Sheila was back there, Bill kind of gave the story, what happened, blah, blah, blah. She was upset that woman tried to run Lee off into the ocean. But then we fast forwarded, both now Poppy and Luna don't know that Lee and Bill had a past.
Well, maybe she didn't get to that part where Bill saved her.
No, when they said, do y'all know each other? Poppy knew Bill knew Lee.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
That's the writers. That's why I'm like, y'all don't act like we don't pay attention. Anyway, we got to talk about Brooke and her having some leadership because that line was about to get kicked out the door, but, Ridge was like, even though I don't want to make decisions, I'm going to make this decision. Who want to go first?
Y'all can go. And I'm actually happy that she's going to be a CEO. They need to do something different with Brooke instead of being a houseplant. And she has the skill sets and the track record to help run that company. And technically would have more experience than Steffi or Carter in that regard. So this is the right move. But to save hope for the future, let that line go. It's done. Done and over with.
I do feel like she needs a rebrand for sure.
Every line has a lifespan, and I agree completely. It should just be done. She's older now. Now it's time to do something different. And what gets me about this whole Ridge making this offer is he did not talk to his partner, who owns more than he did, who's the one who got the company back. I mean, it's like everybody's questioning Steffi's value. No. She got that company back, and you don't just give somebody a job without talking to the person that they're now going to be a co-whatever with. You just don't do that. I think it was completely disrespectful of what Steffi has brought to the table, regardless of the fact that Brooke does have the experience. He should have talked with Steffi first. Now, that said, this is going to be fun to watch.
Well, I mean, right now Brooke turned Ridge down because she realized that it's going to be a battlefield working in that office, which I agree. I don't understand why Ridge would think, oh, it's going to make your relationship outside of the office even better. Right.
Ridge is an idiot. He's an idiot. Him and Eric are both idiots, and this is why the company always sucked when they were in charge by themselves. Because they're idiots.
I mean, we lost Bree again.
I like that. I like that Brooke had enough sense to say, we're going to bump heads. This isn't a good idea. And Ridge I feel like he sees things through these rose-colored glasses of a relationship between Brooke and his kids that will never exist.
Never.
The way he wants it to. And it's like he does not make decisions that are based in reality. He makes decisions based on what he hopes will happen and what he would like to see happen and what his dreams of happening will be. That's what he does.
Yeah, and then you got Hope pushing is like, Mom, you can do this. And then her sister's like, oh yeah, you need to have at a level where you can have a say-so in the company and stuff. And there's no way that's going to work with those two. I'm sorry.
And my thing is the way that Brooke and the sisters and Hope were talking about this, or were talking about Steffi, was as if for the last 5 years, Steffi has been trying to shut down Hope for the future.
Exactly.
Exactly.
And she hasn't. She has supported Hope. She has given Hope her props when it was due. That clip that we watched a little bit earlier, Bree, that you sent, she was praising Hope on how successful everything was. So for her to sit there and act like, and then she said she's trying to eliminate the Logans from Forster Creations, and it's like, girl,
no,
they're heavily embedded.
Steffi has only talked about your specific line. She didn't say anything about Brooke. She didn't say anything about Brooke's lines. She didn't even say
anything about Donna or Katie. Katie working PR. She didn't say nothing about kicking Katie out.
Yeah. Like but Hope has been this narrative to Ridge and to her mom and to her aunts, and to Carter and to anybody that will listen. Steffi she's doing the Logans versus the Forsters. She's trying to eliminate the Logans from Forster Creations, and it's like she has said nothing of the such.
She has not. I'm right there with you.
Yeah, she has stuck to one thing, and that was specifically your line. And while I think that cutting the line after one back quarter, maybe Steffi is jumping the gun, and I don't necessarily disagree that they want to give her another quarter to turn things around. But let's not act like for the last 10 years that she's been here that she's been trying to get rid of her line. She hasn't.
That's right.
The time that she's done it is because she had the information to back it up.
Right. Well, I would say it's a different story with Steffi now, because years prior, she was trying to get rid of Hope for the Future's line. But in this regard, she's like, look, this is not good for my company. I'm just trying to run a business. And not to say that, I don't appreciate what you've done, but this is just business. I didn't like the fact that Hope made it personal. I understand where Hope was coming from as far as some old things, but none of that, should come into play regarding her line. I mean, everyone has tried to resuscitate her line. I don't understand why she wants to save it so badly if it constantly needs to be saved. And maybe Steffi is just tired of trying to save this girl's overly grown line. Like this it started because Katie had a whole axe to grind with Steffi, and since then it's just been a virginal line, and Hope is a grown woman.
There was a span of time where Hope for the Future wasn't even active because that's why they had to create that California Freedom line. Mm-hmm. Let's see, what was it? The line that Sally created? Was it an activewear line or something like that?
Y'all, I swear that's why I say RJ needs to start that line. Call it the Golden Child. I back that up. I swear.
Brooke would definitely back that up.
Jay, you got anything, Jay?
I mean, I pretty much agree. I did feel like Steffi wanting to shut it down so quickly may have been, a bit much. I felt like she did deserve, because they just put the new team together with RJ, Luna, and Zende. So I felt like giving her another quarter was probably the fair thing to do. So I did agree with that, with Ridge's decision to go ahead and keep the line around for now. Mm-hmm. But I also do agree with Keish. It's not like Steffi has been trying to take the line out like for the last 10 years or so. I feel like part of it was Steffi like being upset with Hope, but not like, I don't feel like that was the major decision. I do feel like if I had to break it down, I would probably say like 90% of it was her looking at the numbers. But I do think a part of it was pettiness on her behalf. But I do feel like she was just trying to make a sound decision for the company.
I mean, the numbers backed it up. Now, given like Carter saying, let's give it another quarter. Okay, cool. I'm okay with that. But Hope making this personal, because even Steffi said, I'm not making this personal. Look, Carter's showing you. They're getting, and I think we talked about this last week in the last podcast, they're getting order rejections. They don't even want it. And when you got a company that's saying, no, not this time, I appreciate it, maybe next time, they're not even buying your stuff that's coming out. It's ending up at Ross or TJ Maxx or something. I don't know.
And then you have to think about the fact that
no pun intended. TJ, wait a minute. Let me just say this: TJ Maxx, Ross, y'all, good stores. But go ahead.
TJ Maxx, Home Goods.
Right.
I live in those stores.
Yeah.
Not only do they have to think about the fact that now giving her another quarter, she's got to make up for the money that was lost in the last quarter, and she's got to make enough to cover whatever expenses that they're going to incur from whatever line, whatever they're going to do with the line this quarter, to try to design something that's successful enough to cover 2 quarters worth of losses and make a profit.
Especially with how fashion is done. I mean, you're literally working on the season after next now.
Right.
Like, it's always fast forward.
Exactly. And that's why when you have overstocks, that's why it's a website called overstock.com. A lot of that stuff that don't get sold, or maybe it's too much inventory, it goes other places. And in this case, you're not going to make the amount that you expected to make on that money if you can't get it to the top leading stores or outlets.
Oh, no, it's a write-off.
Exactly. Yep. So but Hope is not seeing that. Hope is making it look like you're taking everything away from me. You sent my man and my son, and you get on a plane. Right, get on a plane, fly your butt to Paris, and go find him instead of taking Finn's massages.
Right. And you would think that Brooke, being the smart businesswoman that everybody is saying that she is on the show, that she would have said that to Hope.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't just shrug off a bad quarter. Like, at least, at the very least, say, I understand where Steffi is coming from. I don't think this is completely personal. Your line did it failed last quarter. We lost money. That's part of the decision. But
Mm.
I do understand why you may think it's personal. Like, she could have had that dialogue with her instead of just completely. Well, Steffi she's trying to hurt my daughter, and she's just trying to shut her line down. And it's like, no, that's not it. Because if that was it, she would be coming after Hope every year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree. I I actually find it really funny how there's rejection orders and Hope's brother is on this line. So what does that say about RJ's talent?
Oh my
that
God.
they're rejecting his design.
Well, that'll be blamed on Zende because I think he's the lead on this one.
Oh, that is
Oh,
right.
oh goodness.
Oh, of course it will, because
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I didn't even think about that. That's a good point.
Yep.
Keish.
He is the lead. The lead will be blamed.
Yeah. Well, that sucks. Oh my God. What are they doing to that man's character? Um. But yeah, I Hope needs to take several seats, and the way that it looks heading toward the end of the week, Hope want to take a seat on Finn.
Mm-hmm. You said a few minutes ago she needs to stop taking fans massages. She needs
I
to
know.
take massages this week.
Listen,
It's a
I'm
different type
telling
of
you,
massage.
that last massage before that kiss that we saw, I don't,
Mm-hmm.
and some people are saying maybe she's daydreaming. I don't know. We'll see tomorrow. But I think she faked that headache. That looked like, yeah, I'm getting another one. Can you like hit me right here? I don't know if you think she actually had that headache before the kiss. Do you think that was legit?
no.
No,
I
I
Mm-mm.
don't
don't.
know. I don't know. I
I
will
legit
say
don't know.
though.
Yeah.
I
She
will.
told Steffi she was going to regret it, and every opportunity she gets, she is chipping away at her revenge.
Oh yeah,
What
I
a
you
will.
slow burn.
what?
I
Mm-hmm.
will say though that
Mm-hmm.
when Finn told her, I can show you how to. You can do this on yourself. That way, you don't have to track me down every time you get a headache or whatever. She was like, "Well, no. You know how when you get a sandwich from somebody else, it tastes better."
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
She
I mean,
knows exactly what she's doing.
She talking out of both sides of her neck because she was just yelling at Steffi about sending Thomas away, and then now you catching feelings for Finn. Whether this is a dream, a daydream, or an actual kiss, she catching feelings.
She just horny.
Yeah.
this will do.
She been spoiled all last year, and then now she's been without a man for 2 months. So any touch from a man, I guess we'll just do. And the fact that it's Steffi's man is just even better.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Bree. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Keish.
No, no, you can go ahead.
Bree, I honestly think that um, Hope is an attention 304
Yes, I
because
agree.
when it was, you could see it in her face. It turned her on every time Thomas would give her all of these words of affirmation. And what did we see? Finn giving her all these words of affirmations, and
That's
she has stars in her eyes.
when he was defending Hope um,
Mm-hmm.
to Steffi, the way that she
Oh,
turned around and looked at him.
Mm-hmm.
she was, there are,
Yeah.
she was, what's the word, awakened
Again.
in that moment.
Oh yeah.
That little smile on her face. She thoroughly enjoyed Steffi's husband defending her to Steffi.
She was standing there in a puddle.
She
There's
was
a
standing there and gave like a side glance, like, oh,
Yeah, that's the other thing. Before that kiss, he came in the middle of a business meeting. You're canceling Hope's line, and Steffi like,
Are
excuse
you
me,
kidding?
I don't come into your doctor's office telling you you're
Right,
diagnosing them.
right. Had no details, no background information. Just automatically jumped to Hope's side, jumped to her defense
Mm-mm.
with no information.
Yeah, he was out of place for that one.
Totally out of line.
And then people are calling Steffi again calling her, she's saying she's being mean to Finn and treating him like a child, and it's like, uh, no, she had every right to tell him to stay in his lane. Because for no business, this was business.
If it was
No right.
reversed, they'd have been going nuts.
Exactly. He had no business coming in there inserting his opinion about what decision Steffy was making on something that he has nothing to do with him.
I
Nothing.
agree.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, I'm sitting up there like, dude. And then you do this in front of Steph?
I'm glad that she checked him.
I mean, too. And my thing is, even if you were, wondering or curious about what was going on, you do that with Steffy. You don't do that in front of the woman who can't stand her.
Right.
Exactly. And not only that, you look up and you go, oh my goodness, excuse me, I walked through a door without knocking. Let me close it and let me know when you're free, and then I'll come back in through your private door closed.
Now, Trish.
He does that on that show.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Trish, you know they don't lock doors. We saw Lee just walk up in Bill's house.
I know.
Now, see, Finn wouldn't be doing that or wouldn't say anything if Ridge was in that room. But I'm glad that Steffy did check her husband. I would be furious too, because I'm not at the hospital doing your surgeries or like writing out prescriptions or anything like that. That's not my skill set. That's not what I do. She's a CEO of a company. She's been running for almost 10 years. So yeah, he needed to stay in his lane. I'm glad that she checked him.
Girl, I'm gonna send you. I'm gonna drop this picture. Oh my gosh. Hold on one second. Because there's a picture right when Finn walks in and Hope's face when he was defending her. And it describes it perfectly. Hold on one second. Let me see if I can get it to go. And I'm going to share it with the come on. I hate when it does this. But anyway, the look on her face was like, nah.
Oh, yeah, it was. I saw that and I was like, oh, you are such a,
Y'all know
it. And just, everybody's like, there's one of the, couple things online are talking about, the sweetest girl and she's so perfect. It's like, no, she's not. She's just as guilty of everything as everybody else. And the hypocrisy is just absolutely staggering.
I know. It's just interesting. Oh, there it comes. Okay. Hold on one second. I'm going to show you guys this photo. And her face is priceless. I mean, the timing on this clip. Face. Okay.
Just how naive he's being about even his friendship with Hope. And I have said on this podcast a million times that Steffy is wrong for her friendship with Liam. I don't like that either. But in my opinion, Finn is even more wrong, because you befriended a chick that before you even came into the picture, there were issues there. Before you came in, they have a history of hating each other. And
do y'all see the picture?
It just doesn't make any sense to me.
Not just yet. I'm waiting for it to pop up on YouTube. So
okay.
It's taking a second.
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking of. Yep, her nose up in the air like that, looking down her. That's a punchable mug right there.
You don't see it, Keish?
And I'm not a violent person.
Did you see it, Keish and Bree?
It's taking a second on my side. It'll pop up.
You see it, Jay?
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. He came. That was right when he came in there and said, "What? You're ending Hope's line," and her face was that. She enjoyed every minute of it.
She looked like he said, "What now, bitch?"
Wait a minute. F1 in the comments. Let's not. Yeah. The B word. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
Finn,
sorry.
for the last several months, Finn has been working my last nerve.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't he write this girl a prescription?
Right.
Well, yeah. Tell her to go to her own doctor. He's not her doctor.
Mm-mm.
Mm-mm.
So inappropriate.
But
Apparently, her prescription is his hands.
Steffi has had to put up with the crap with Sheila. Now she's about to have to put up with this crap with Hope. And Finn is just, well, we're just friends. Sheila's changed.
Mm-mm.
Hope is a good person. Like, bro, take a seat somewhere. How can you not read the room on this?
Yeah. And I mean, besides the attention that she's given, that Finn is giving her, the fact that he said that to his wife in defense of Hope, oh yeah, she's loving every minute of that.
And Steffi, in my opinion, is being way too easy on him. I know people think that she's being mean to him, but I don't think she has been mean enough to him.
Mm-mm. I think
See,
you know why I stand with that, but I know we all on different pages when it comes to that. Them two they just don't need to be together. I think they've run its course. Yeah, Cynthia,
Jenny Smith.
go
Oh,
ahead.
God. I was gonna say, yeah, Finn is a simp, and I was gonna say Jenny Smith. Liam works at Spencer Publications. I'm gonna say when with question mark. We have not seen this man go to work in about a year, so we don't know where this man works. We know that he does like toy run and food runs apparently, but that's as much as he does so far on this show.
Mm-hmm.
He work at Spencer just as much as we do.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he's been there for a few meetings. When?
When?
Work those lunch meetings at Il Giardino. I don't even think those meetings were at Spencer.
No, that's what I mean. He's working. He's just doing what
Remote.
call it when you don't actually office.
Remote.
Remote.
Yeah, well, he stay up at Forrester all the time. If it ain't at Forrester's, he at Steffi's house. Yeah. So, now I need to know in the comment section who thought Finn and Hope were hot or not.
Uh-huh.
And I know Jay and I, we saw. I know Jay and I, we saw a little bit of heat on Friday. I saw something. I replayed it. I tried to edit it, but I got into some other things I had to take care of. And I know Keish and Bree. I don't know what you think, Trish, yet, but what'd you think? Did you see any type of anything?
I mean, there was a little something there, but it kind of seemed like it was forced because I don't know how. I mean, to me, I'm just disgusted. I just think that with all of the hypocrisy of I'm the good person, I'm the better person, and all of the just all of it that we've had to listen to for years from her, and now this, it's just no. And she just had an affair on her own husband, where she committed adultery with Thomas while she was married to Liam. And now, not married to Liam, she's the outsider at being an adulteress with a married man. So now she's done both ways of being an adulteress. And I just think it's really disgusting. So there is no hope for the future when you're a hoe like that. It's just, because we have said this in the past, how you get together with someone is how you will end with them.
Oh my gosh, she
Yeah,
said
that is true. But she just her mama just passed the baton to her. That's all.
I'm just saying.
Okay, so we got a
Actually,
ton.
no, Bree said that, but I'm agreeing.
So there are a bunch of knots, and I think it was only two yeses, or slow burn was in there. So go ahead. Who
I
was?
haven't seen a single hot.
I think it's an overwhelming not from if we could poll every single viewer in at least in the states that watch this show, I feel like it would be an overwhelming no. There's no chemistry,
and no he in that scene.
Okay. I'm
You
I'm
must
I'm
be the minority, T.
I'm okay with that. Listen, I create something out of it. Hey, I was when I saw it before it aired on in my area, I should say. I was like, "Oh my God, they're going down this route. Let me see what it's gonna look like." And when I actually saw the actual kiss between the two of them, I'm like, and the way they had him looking at it. I guess that's why I got caught up a little bit. I don't know, but we'll see what
And the
happens.
fact that she kissed him, and he stopped, and he went back in for a kiss. I have no respect for Finn.
None. Trash.
Don't second guess yourself, T.
Oh no, I
You
ain't
know,
said.
everybody
Listen,
else is.
hey,
It was he.
Look, chemistry is all objective.
subjective. You mean right?
Subjective. Sorry,
Mm.
subjective. People see different things when it comes to who they think has chemistry and there's people that think Thomas and Hope don't have chemistry. So
I object.
this all the chemistry is opinion based for the most part. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I know.
Generally, yeah, that is true. But there's some times where it's just like undeniable. Like I think Dope's chemistry is undeniable. Like there's a few that every now and then you'll get that chemistry that's undeniable. But yeah, I can see why people are overwhelmingly saying not to this. Like you said, it's subjective.
Mm-hmm.
There's probably other factors that play into
Mm-hmm.
thing too. Like we know this whole love triangle thing when it comes to Hope and Steffy, and nobody really wants to see them do this again with these two characters. Just like we were tired of seeing the Brooke Taylor Ridge triangle. Everybody was annoyed when Taylor came back and they restarted that triangle again. Like
Yeah.
certain things that it's like, okay, this storyline, this whole thing has passed with them. And I feel like there's other ways that they could cause drama, which business wise is happening between Hope and Steffy that didn't have to involve some type of triangle. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it happened at work. They had drama because of Thomas, because Steffy wants to protect her brother, and Hope is in love with Thomas or whatever. This didn't. I feel like this didn't necessarily need to happen. However, if they are really going to go down this route, it would be more entertaining if Hope is only doing this to get back at Steffy, and she really doesn't give two craps about Finn. It'll Finn look bad because Finn is the one falling for it. He's the married one. So if he gives into Hope in any way, then that's on him. And I mean, of course, Steffy is going to be pissed at Hope, but Finn also gets smoked because regardless of if Hope was being honest about her feelings, he obviously would have had some feelings there too to even be intimate with her in any kind of way.
Yeah. Well, we'll find out whether or not this is a daydream or reality. Because then there's that other preview where she talking about she can't stop thinking about him and rip his shirt off.
Yeah.
See, I think that might be the daydream. I think the kiss from Friday was real, and then that could potentially be the daydream.
And you know what? If everything that happened Friday is real, it's like, to me, and I know, Jay, I know you disagree, but I don't feel like they have built the story up enough for Finn to turn into a cheater.
Yep.
You think they just, if that's the case, they throw it together just like everything else they do on this show?
Yeah.
My question is,
Go ahead, Bree.
my question is like, how does Thomas fit into the mix? That's why I feel like in that clip where she's like ripping his Finn's shirt off in the cabin, I'm thinking that maybe she's fantasizing about Thomas because like we've rarely seen Finn go to the cabin, and for what? And plus, Thomas was to be coming back. I'm like, does she completely forget about all of her feelings for Thomas, and it's all completely going to be on Finn now?
Yeah, I don't know. This is gonna be that's why they hiding these spoilers, because they want us to get some sort of anticipation, because they need people to watch to get the viewership up this week. And they figure like, well, don't put the spoilers out. Let's just leave them on the edge so they can figure out and come over to the, to CBS to watch
Oh,
it.
yeah. They want Hope fans all going, oh, yeah, get her, Hope, get her, blah, blah, blah. And then they want all the Steffi fans going, we're livid, because
Mm-hmm.
this is so ridiculous.
Right. It's so out of left field. I agree with whoever just said about the fact that they haven't had any lead up to it. Now, I mean, we did talk about Summer with her sitting across from him with her chest open. And I know we kind of disagreed on that. And then the conversations at the office, at his office, and what he was saying to her, because he has been saying things to Hope for a while now. So I don't know if they wanted that to be the lead up. I'm not sure.
If they did, I feel like they still didn't do a good job of it, because it just, to me, those conversations came off as, because Finn is this great guy and he just thinks Hope is a great person, and he admires like the work that she does,
Mm-hmm.
blah blah blah, like that kind of stuff. Because in that same conversation, the last one or even the one before, when she was in his office, he also talks about how great Steffi is, and how Steffi is the love, the love of his life, and because they'll talk about Sheila, and he'll say how his wife comes first, and blah blah blah. So if they were trying to build, something off of that, it's like they kind of undercut it, because he talks about his wife in those conversations with her, and I feel like it should have just been solely about her, kind of like what they did on Friday, where he was saying all that stuff and his voice was getting low, and she was like, "Oh, I think you're talking about your wife, or you're talking about Steffi." He's like, "No, I'm talking about you." Like, to me,
Because this
to me, those are like, that's how those conversations should have went 2-3 months ago. However many other times that they've been talking leading up to this, not him also praising his wife to her.
Mm-hmm.
Then it would have made him.
Well, I mean, she been talking about Thomas being taken away from her too, and if she's dreaming about this, you know what I mean? So I don't know. I guess we'll find out. And like Amaya said, the lead up is subtle, but it's been there since Xander mess. So when, but that was January, February,
I would
early.
actually say before that. I would say in October, um, because even when she was like messing around with Thomas, he threw a lot of his 2 cents in about saying that she deserves better and that he'll protect her at all costs and all of that.
As
So
long as he
the
breathe
building
or
of this,
something. Wasn't that what he said, Bree? As long as
yeah,
he's breathing, he would never be with Hope.
Yeah.
yeah, I think that was back in October. So it's been building. It's just I'm not on this train with Finn and Hope, guys. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I
I
got
can
you.
see it built from her end, but not from his, because he still hasn't, to me, hasn't displayed behavior of how how him and Steffi are distant or something like that. If they had kept going with how he was acting when he thought that she took Sheila out, then yes. But even in that moment, even during that time, like, there were times where they were showing him struggling, dealing with it, but he was still, the dialogue and their body language with each other was not that of a couple that was struggling. Mm-hmm. Like, they were still telling how they were there to support each other, how how much they love each other, how they were always gonna, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
I don't know. I
feel
just.
like folks are obvious when they do that kind of stuff, and to me, even the subtle stuff, that the words that he was, it just, on his end, did not build up to him getting ready to cheat on his wife or developing feelings for Hope.
I think what I actually think, if they are going to go down this route, I just honestly think they don't care about the build up. They're trying to throw stuff at the wall to hope it get people watching or get people
That's
shocked. You know what I mean? Because they got to figure out something before they're offered a new contract. I mean, they only got what 6 months left.
Well, this definitely wasn't it.
Yeah.
I think there's more people that are pissed about this than anything else that they've done so far. Even the
All right. Did we cover everything? Because we got to do the segments and then we got to talk Emmy stuff.
I think that's it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah, it was a pretty interesting. Well, it was a shocking week on Bold, and then the whole thing with the DID story finality on Young and the Restless with Ashley and Martin and Alan. That was good stuff. All right, it is a ton. I see a lot of new names in this chat. I really. What you got?
Can I ask one more question before we start the next segment?
Go ahead.
Do you guys agree with the theory that there might be something medically wrong with Hope?
No.
You don't think so?
No, she's genetically a 304.
Well, I mean, because the thing is, because I wanted, let me answer that as well. I honestly think that they said the same thing when she was falling for Thomas last summer. People were saying, "Oh, something wrong with her. She got a mental issue, whatever." They were saying the same thing.
But you don't feel like these headaches. I know you guys think that she's faking, but you don't think maybe the headaches are a hint. And I also heard that, I think it was in Ashley Abra's story, or maybe it was in Tanner Novlin's story. She responded to the video that he did, congratulating her on her nomination, and she responded and said, "See you in a few weeks" or something like that. See you on, I forget how she worded it, but it alluded to the fact that she was going to be shooting some scenes. And I feel like that would support the theory that maybe there is something medically wrong with Hope, and she's coming to help, I guess, figure out the medical issue.
I mean, anything is possible.
Or she could just be coming back to check on Eric.
That's true.
Yeah, so the ones that Finn got DID. All right.
Something.
There's a lot of you newbies in the chat, names that I haven't seen before. I think one person did mention that they were a newbie earlier. Thank you so much for stopping by here and checking us out. Subscribe. I do spoilers, daily recaps, standalone videos. We do our live chat. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, because if you are enjoying this live, we do this every Friday night. We just happen to do it on Sunday because of the awards on Friday. But we do it every Friday night, 7 o'clock Central Time. And so, yeah, make sure you subscribe. All right. Let's do our 4 segments right quick. And then we got to jump into this Emmy stuff. All right. So for our first one, flip the script. If there's a particular scene or storyline that you wish you could change, this is where we flip the script. So, who want to go first? What script are you flipping on Young and the Restless?
The only one I can think of is when Devon was sitting at the table with Mamie. I really wish he had cussed him out and tell him to take a laxative.
Oh my God. You're so silly. All right. Who's next? Nobody? Got a flip for Young?
I'm trying to think. I'm like brainlocked right now.
I would have had Cole tell him go kick rock. Tell Victor to go kick rocks. It's like, how you gonna tell me I can't see my daughter and see Victoria? We grown. We overgrown. What you gonna do? Send me to Siberia? I mean, come on.
He would try.
He probably would do like Brooke wanted to send Zende to Forrester Creations Antarctica.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, that whole thing was ridiculous. All right.
I have one.
Oh, go ahead, Truth.
I would have Lauren send Victor flowers and say thank you for firing Michael.
Oh, that's a good one.
I would too.
What you got anything, Jay?
Yeah, I would probably say, I think you kind of took mine. T is probably the same thing that I said when we first started. If I was Cole, I would have told Victor, I should have had your ungrateful old ass build that wall by yourself.
That is a good one. I forgot about that one earlier. Gail got one. Gail said on Y&R Tucker saves Ashley from Martin. Because technically, he held. The brothers got the fighting. Right?
And he just watched.
Yeah, but he held Ashley back. Who pulled Ashley from Martin? Or did Martin just back off of Ashley? I don't remember that part. It was so quick.
Yeah, it happened so quick.
Yeah, but I can see what you're
I
saying.
think it was tough because didn't Martin came out of the where he was being held after Tucker showed up, right?
I'm trying to remember. It was so. What'd you say?
What'd you say?
It was Alan that was being held, right? You talking about the man that was tied in the closet?
Whoever the good brother was.
Yeah. Alan.
Yeah, that's Alan.
Yeah. Paris Barnes said, I would let Cole defy Victor and spill the beans about what Victor did to Victoria and Claire and get close. I'm trying to figure out what she was saying there. Okay. Lily and Nate be assertive against Devon. Yeah. So.
And back Mamie up. Okay, I agree with that. I like that.
Yep. All right, what y'all got for? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Keish.
I was gonna say mine would be I wish Summer had not gone off on Claire about keeping the Jordan thing from her.
Yeah.
I think that was fair.
Okay, what about Bold? Locked all the doors.
Actually, no. I wanted Carter to walk in the office that Katie was in and ask about what's going on with the relationship.
Yeah. Especially, or else walk over Eric's house when they was trying to put her back with Bill.
Yep.
I got one.
Go ahead, Trish.
I would have Ridge actually sit down and talk with Steffy and make an actual case for his offer to Brooke before Brooke talking about it. And I would actually have Steffy go, you know what? You're right. She is the most qualified person to be the co-CEO with me. But the thing is, Steffi didn't get that company back for her family to have a Logan lead it. Just saying.
Yeah, I got you. Okay. Did everybody do their flips?
I have a bold flip. I think Keish does too.
Okay.
You go.
I actually would have had Ridge call Thorne and asked him if he wanted to be the CEO. That way you could have kept it, in the Forrester family line. And it would have been nice having another, family member back. And I always felt like Thorne was overlooked in the company. So I would have liked to see that.
I like that.
What you got, Keish?
Basically, a Thorne Jr.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. And who we got taking seats on The Young and the Restless. And what that is for our newbies, somebody that was doing too much, got on your nerves, just being plain, just really, yeah, we need you to take several seats. Who y'all got for Young and the Restless?
I got 3. Put Billy in a seat. Put Devon in the seat. He desperately needs it. And I would say put Audra in the seat, but she might like it too much. But those are my 3.
Okay.
I agree with all 3 of those.
I need to put Tracy in the seat for giving Tucker a hard time at the door.
Yep.
And I need to give Summer one too, because she was expecting Claire to tell Victor's secret when Victor said what he wanted to do. And she know better than anybody. Ain't nobody need to go up against Victor.
Right.
Yeah, that was one of mine. My seats were Victor and Summer, actually.
Mm-hmm. Everybody got all their seats, Bree?
Oh yeah, I said Devon,
Oh,
Billy, and
okay.
Audra.
You got, okay, you good. All right.
Peach, did you get yours in?
Huh?
Did you get your seats in?
I agree with Breeze, and I would add in Lily.
Oh, okay. Yeah, for keeping it a secret
Yep.
and listening to Billy because he's being manipulative. Okay, and then who's taking seats on Bold?
Bridge.
The Logans, all of them, every last one of them
I'm
can
with
really
Breeze.
have a seat.
The Logans and Finn can have a seat with them.
Yep.
Lee and Katie for me.
Yep.
Yeah. And the writers for not locking doors on this show. It's like y'all just let everybody just walk in. I mean, do anybody lock their door? You got Liam always walking in Steffi's house. You had Lee walking in Bill's house. It's like you don't even live there. I could see Katie walking in. She walked in last week. And then you had Finn walking into the CEO office. And it's like, dude, really? Yeah. Okay. Alright, so star of the week, and we probably unanimous on this one for Young and the Restless.
Eileen Davidson.
Absolutely.
Eileen.
Eileen gets the big gold star. Bold.
You know what? Can I add one?
Who?
I would say Eileen and whoever, I don't know the actor's name. I think he said his name is Christopher Cousins, right?
That is
The guy
correct.
who played Alan and Martin.
Oh yeah, because he had to play two roles.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And he did a good job as Martin.
Yep, I agree.
Okay. Alright, and then star of the week on Bold. Oof. Tom.
I actually thought Luna and Bill did a good job with their storyline.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll give it to them too.
I'm actually going to go different. I'm going to give it to Tom. Because it was a very nice part. It was like a heartwarming moment seeing him, getting a little meal and him and Deacon trying to figure out what job he should have and then, him delivering the pieces. I thought he had like a nice little week.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I said, Tom. Keish, did you pick one?
I'll go with Tom too.
Okay.
None of the rest of this crap week was entertaining.
All right, pickle of the week. Just for those that don't know what that is, it's kind of opposite. It's like a character who was just like, oh, really?
Victor.
Oh, God, yeah, I can see that.
I forbid you from seeing my daughter.
Yeah.
You're fired.
Yeah, very much so.
Forbidden people, and his daughter's like 50.
Yeah.
I gotta give it.
This affected somebody else.
I'm with Jay on that one, Billy. Yeah, I gotta say Billy, because he using his mom's illness to get his name on a building.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Keish?
I concur.
You concur.
I concur with them.
Alright, so right quick, let's jump into this Emmy stuff. Yay! Okay.
Pickle for Bold?
Huh? Oh, yeah, we did. Yeah, what's your pickle for Bold?
Bold is the pickle. Bold is the pickle.
That entire show.
Lee for me.
This week is hope.
For me, it's Lee.
Okay.
He's hating on my girl, Lee.
Oh, here we go. You're so funny. Alrighty. So, we had the Emmy Awards. Hold on, let me change my screen. And I'm going to bring these up first. So, we had the Emmy Awards this past Friday, Daytime Emmy Awards, which was Friday night. Everybody looked great. But you know what? Let's look at the red carpet. So, Bold. Everybody looked great. Now, I know there was some opinions about Katie's outfit. I mean, listen.
Katie looked cute. I wouldn't say great. She looked cute. It was like average, like a lunch. What we called it, quiche. She looked like she was going to brunch.
Yeah, She looked like she was going to Sunday brunch.
Sunday brunch.
I mean, the thing is, it was a dinner cocktail party. She wasn't up for any nominations. Obviously, she took the opportunity to go, and she ain't got to put on one of those dresses that is uncomfortable. She was like, "I'm gonna just come cute and comfortable."
Yeah, she didn't have to. She didn't have to get all snazzied up. However,
Mm-mm.
when you're standing next to
Keisha,
other
however,
in beautiful gowns, you're just not. I don't know. It just. She looked like somebody's assistant.
You know, people talk.
hmm I like Catherine Kelly Lang's dress.
I loved her dress.
I also liked Ashley. What's her name?
Ashley Jones.
Yes, I liked her dress as well, and also the girl that played Luna.
Lisa Yamada.
Mm-hmm.
That was a very pretty dress.
I think between her and KKL, those were my two favorite dresses.
Yeah. Now,
I might have to call Ashley out.
why?
Because she had on her Instagram the 3 options and she was asking the fans what to choose. And I don't think that was one of the options she had up.
Oh, I guess the people were picking, and then she
She got a
surprised
better
them.
one.
Yeah. What type of tie did Tanner have on?
I was just about to say that too. Why is his tie so droopy?
I think it's like I guess a soft bow.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember them bows they used to wear in school? Is it something like that, Trish?
Like the little Lord Fauntleroy kind of.
Yeah. Just a little.
Yes, very like 17th century.
Right.
It's
Mm-hmm.
giving me Colonel Saunders vibes from KFC.
Oh my
Oh,
God.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of normal bow ties, so I definitely like this.
Mm-mm. Nope. But they look, everybody look nice. Jennifer Garise. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing her last name. Garise.
I thought it was Garrus.
Okay.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Garis. Okay. I think that's her daughter. Am I correct?
Yeah, and I know she had a list of dresses to pick from too, and then she even made a statement later saying, "Look, I know, I didn't wear one of the dresses, but there's a reason, and this was the reason." And I think that's beautiful. A lot of people didn't like it.
Somebody.
Her daughter carbon copy of her.
Duval 904B said Katie had on a Temu sundress. No,
I
listen.
want to say Temu. It was JCPenney for sure.
Oh my goodness. Y'all finna get crazy in this chat. But yeah, everybody looked really nice. So, besides the bold red carpet, we had Young and the Restless as well. And huh?
Can I say something real quick? Well, we got Steffy on the screen. Why does she have 40 pounds of weave on? Why does she always have to wear a wig?
Well, last year she wore her own when she won the Emmy for 2023. She had her hair black and straight with the black dress she had on. I don't know this year.
Figure skater.
Oh my God.
I'm not a huge fan of big hair, so I didn't mind her dress. I didn't mind her dress, but her, the big hair.
I know Matt Atkinson was there. I just couldn't find a picture of him.
I don't know, but I actually liked the dress that. Oh my gosh, I know her name.
You talking about on Bold?
She plays Abby.
On
YNR.
Oh, YNR. Okay.
She plays Abby. Y'all help me.
Play who?
Thank you.
Oh, Melissa.
Melissa, I was gonna say. Oh, you took my line. Yes, it has pockets. Isn't that hilarious?
Pockets are a selling point for me when it comes to dressing.
Me too. I love it. I thought she looked amazing, and I also thought Melody Thomas Scott just looked
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. That
And
dress was
Laura Bell
perfect.
probably looked better than I've ever seen her. Beautiful.
I gotta
I'm sorry.
say, I'm proud of Michelle Stafford for wearing that long red dress compared to what happened last year.
That was beautiful.
She wore a stripper outfit.
Her and Lindsay Godfrey had on I believe the exact same dress. It looked the same from behind and at the bottom.
I
Mm-hmm.
think Michelle's is more red and Lindsay was more of a burgundy-ish color. At least how it's picked, how it's filmed.
Yeah. I even kind of like the. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was just saying the pictures that I saw on Lindsay's Instagram, her dress looked red to me.
I actually like Melissa Claire Egan. That dress was kind of cute on her too, with the little lace strip on the side, and I'm assuming that's leather. But I thought that was cute on her.
Do you have the picture of the dress that Courtney Hope wore? I think it was when they did the what's the other ceremony called where they give out the award for like costume design and.
I just, girl, listen. I had to track these down. I got what I can find. I got what I can find.
Was man, it was beautiful. This was pretty too, but it was a black dress and it was. I'll see if I can find it.
Okay.
It was gorgeous.
What did y'all think about? What did y'all think about Crystal Khalil's outfit?
I wish I could see what the top of it looked like.
I don't remember.
Well, it was partially open. Her jacket was partially open for a minute, and it was like I don't want to call it a bikini, but it's shaped like underwear under that sheer thing, kind of similar to what Michelle had last year, but Michelle had a dress instead of pants. And she wore a suit.
Michelle had a cutout and a thong.
Yeah. So.
Brighton and Amelia look nice in that picture on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
I liked her outfit. I just wish that I wish I could see like what the top looked like the complete outfit without the jacket. But I like the paint, like the way her paints look.
Gotcha. Yep, everybody looked nice.
The actor who plays Kyle with the all black and no tie.
Michael Miller. Yeah, he looked comfortable. He did a Heather Tom and said, "Look, I'm here."
Yeah. So did Torsten. I don't think he had a tie on either, and he had an open collar shirt.
Let me see. Hold on. Let me go back to that. Let me see. Torsten. Yeah, Torsten just had a black shirt on that was a different shade of his jacket. Because, black comes in, you can get like off black, you can get jet black, you can get midnight black. And his shirt looked more like off black, and his jacket looked like solid black.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, somebody, Bree, you was about to say something? Yeah, they all look good. Okay.
I wasn't expecting Courtney Hope to wear this particular dress, but it actually looks pretty good on her.
Okay.
Oh, I liked that dress.
Yeah, she looks gorgeous.
And Melody, navy blue is your color. If you're listening, I know y'all listen to podcasts, but that navy blue is definitely her color.
Man, when she and her husband went up there for that award speech, she just shines.
She got the biggest smile.
Look up that speech because I didn't see it.
So good.
It's on Instagram on the Young and the Restless CBS account.
Okay.
Yep, it's there. All right, so we had a lot of nominations. So, and no disrespect, this man is a legend. I'm going to put it out there because I used to watch Mary Tyler Moore back in the day. Dick Van Dyke was in the guest category? Yes, guest performer. And for GH. And I know the guy that plays Cameron Kirsten. What's his first name? I know it's Ashby. What is his?
Lyndon.
Lyndon
Ashby.
Yep. So he was in that category, and a couple other folks. And I once I knew Dick Van Dyke was in that I knew they didn't stand a chance. This man is 98 years old. He had 80-year career. I was like, yeah, he's gonna get it.
I thought Dick Van Dyke was on Days.
Well, whatever it was, he did a guest performance. Might have been Days, could have been GH, whatever. Hey, listen, I don't watch Days or GH, so if I made a mistake, I'm okay with it because I don't watch either one of those shows. I'm sorry, I got that wrong. But I figured once they mentioned he was in that category, I knew it was because Devon was in a category with supporting, correct?
Yeah, he was best supporting actor. Yeah.
I mean, Brighton James. And he didn't get that one for The Young and the Restless. What did y'all think about that? I think a GH person got that.
Yeah, I wasn't surprised.
GH racked up this year. Outside of the other
Yeah,
things.
Robert Johnston, I believe, is that man's name, the one who won for GH.
Okay.
I don't watch GH.
Yeah, me either. Don't feel bad. I don't. Now, what we did get was let me close that out. Courtney, supporting actress. Now she was in the same category with what's her name?
Jennifer Garris
Mm-hmm.
and Allison Lanier. And,
yep.
I forget who else.
Lindsay Godfrey.
Godfrey. Yeah.
Courtney won it. Now she won it off of the storyline where she lost a baby, and I know Annika was up for it because of Thope, and Jennifer.
I think it was lead actress.
Who?
I think Annika for lead actress.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Well, you said Jennifer Grace, right? Yeah, and then she was up for it. She was up for it for the whole situation with Eric in the hospital. So, and then I don't know. Let me ask you guys a question. With the what's her name? Oh my God, Allison Lanier being in that same category. What was her real about? What was her storyline? Was it because of losing her mother, meaning losing Phyllis? What was it last year?
Yeah, I would guess it was the losing Phyllis and then the covering up for her and it costing her marriage. I think that's probably why she was nominated.
What y'all think? Yeah, that's
the fallout from it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So either way, congrats, Courtney. I think it was well deserved, and then she also brought attention to people that lost children at childbirth or stillbirths.
Yeah.
I thought that was awesome. Yeah, that was cool. Alrighty. Then somebody else won. Michelle Stafford, lead actress. She was the one that beat out Annika.
I'm so happy for Michelle Stafford. She's an icon.
Yeah, I even though I cannot stand the storyline that she was in. Her acting was always amazing. So it wouldn't surprise me for her to get nominated and to win. This was great on her part. I felt bad for Annika because I feel like after about 5 years, Annika should have won Emmy by now. But great for Michelle. This was great for Michelle. I'm so happy about that.
And Annika, yeah, I mean, I'm wondering, well, we'll have to see if they renew the show again. But so far this year, I mean, is there a possibility for another nomination for her? I don't know, unless she go crazy. Yeah. If she go crazy with this, if she go crazy with this whole thing with Finn, or what happened with Thomas leaving. What do you think?
I do. I think she's an amazing actress.
Yeah.
Now,
I think she's on path to have a big year.
But the thing is, where would they put Eileen? Would she be lead or supporting?
Eileen would be lead.
Yeah.
She's gotta be lead.
Yeah, so if they put Annika back in that category with lead and Eileen is in that category, it's gonna be tough.
Ooh. Ooh.
and she'd have a hard time beating her out. Anybody would have a hard time beating out what
Yeah.
Eileen and Melody, because I think Melody deserves a nomination as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Annika would
about
be
that.
put in supporting. Maybe Annika would be put in supporting the next time around. Maybe she could win that.
That would might be her best bet.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe she'll go in that one. But yeah, like you say, for next year, Melody and this whole thing with the alcohol, especially what her and Peter Bergman did in that hotel room, that was
Yeah.
hilarious.
They both get nominated for that scene alone, especially Peter Bergman.
Exactly.
I agree.
He had me rolling. He took off the whole suited and everyday Jack. He was like, "Oh, let's have some fun."
I think I'm gonna have to go back and watch that scene after we.
That was the funniest between the two of them. That was the funniest thing ever. But yeah, congrats to Michelle, who got that one. And then we also had lead actor, which was Torsten. Uh, Now Scott, I think, hmm, I think Scott should have
Scott should
got
have
that
won.
one.
I still won that one.
Scott nailed it during the whole divorce scene.
Yeah.
Or it was that scene where he was trying to catch his wife up in a lie, and he was like, "Just say it,
Right.
I kissed Thomas." That was such a
Yeah,
great
that was
scene.
cool.
It
Yeah.
got it got social media like up in war, and it was such a great moment for Scott. I was really thinking he was going to win this year. I was really shocked that Thorsten won, and no shade to Thorsten, especially after he just won in December. But I was surprised he did win this go around.
Yeah, I'm for what storyline? That the FBI or the Christmas storyline in the hospital with Eric?
It had to be this with Eric. There's no way that story like anything.
Yeah, I'm like, what did you get? Yeah, it gotta be that. Didn't Eric Braden get nominated too?
Yes,
And he got knocked out
and
as well. Well, he was in the same
he
category with
had
Thorsten, right?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and he's had some very impactful scenes, but not to the level with Thorsten, I guess I would say. But
Mm-hmm.
Scott should have won that category altogether. He was definitely. I hate to say this, he was robbed. And V Carter, you said Annika would be the new Susan Lucci. No, that's Catherine Kelly Lang. Catherine Kelly Lang is the new Susan Lucci.
Didn't she win one?
Nope, she's never won one for playing Brooke in her entire career.
That's kind of wild.
Yeah. And and I felt kind of bad because the thing is that she actually opened up her phone and filmed it from the table because I was in that live. She was filming from the table when they were announcing the that category that she was in, and then she didn't win, and she just cut off her phone. I'm like, oh wow, because she filmed Thorsten first. Yeah, because the lead actor was first, and then the lead actress was after that, and so she filmed through Thorsten's speech, and then they got ready to do lead actress, and she filmed that one, and when they gave it to Michelle, it was she shut the phone down. So I'm like, ooh, and people in the comment section they was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. So.
Yeah, I mean that's gotta be tough. Like, how many times has she been nominated? First of all, and then you don't know when your next nomination is gonna be, and you've been doing this show since the beginning. Yeah, and you haven't won anything for it, at least for the role of Brooke, anyway.
Let me ask you guys.
People in the chat are saying that.
Go ahead, Bree.
I'm sorry, I was gonna say they saying that she won back in 2014, but as a producer, not an actress, though.
Yeah, we're talking specifically for the role of Brooke.
Oh.
Yeah, for the role of Brooke, she never got anything.
I would
Um,
like to know who was nominated the year she had the storyline where she got pregnant by Deacon, because that was like a really big storyline where where she had the whole affair with her daughter's husband. Like, who was nominated that year?
yeah, who I don't remember.
We'll check that out.
Yeah, I have to check that out later. Um, yeah, that was interesting. Yeah, so it's just well, the other thing is they got rid of the younger actor or younger. Didn't they, Keish? I think we was talking about that in the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they got rid of that because it was such an uproar last year when the boy that played Douglas was in there and another kid, and then they had somebody that was almost like 20 years old, and
That grown woman.
yeah, she won it, and so they got rid of that category. So where do they put the? Is it a new? What's the new category for like kids that do well on the show? Is there
Because they
one?
don't have
There is none. There is none.
Wow.
I saw something on it on X. They said that they got rid of that category and that those actors would just have to go ahead and try to get nominated in the other regular categories with the other actors.
Oh, that sucks.
That's rough.
That sucks.
Yeah, that's bad. They should do it by age category, like younger actor. I don't know, 0 through 12 or something, and then teen actor, and then a category for teen actor and actress. You know what I mean?
Yes, I
That
agree.
that's probably how they should have did that. So if you 0 to 12, somebody like Henry Samiri, or what's the boy that
The girl who plays.
what's the boy that
I was
played?
gonna say the girl who plays Kelly.
Yeah, the girl played Cat. I was switching over to Young and the Restless. Judah Mackey, who plays Connor
Oh, Harrison.
or Harrison. They could fit in that category. And teen actor, whoever is the teenagers on the show, because we don't have any teenagers on either one of these shows. But if there was a teen on the show, they would fit in that other category. So
I looked to see who was nominated the same year that Kathy Kelly Lane was nominated. Who won in 2013? It was an actress on General Hospital who played Lulu Spencer, Julie Berman.
Oh yeah, she is a really good actress too.
She was nominated with Melissa Claire Egan, Jessica Collins, who was Avery, and Ariane Zucker from Days of Our Lives.
She's fantastic.
That's a tough category.
Yeah, it is.
In 2004, Amelia Heinle won, also nominated with Melissa Claire Egan, Jane Elliott, Tracy Quartermain from General Hospital, Elizabeth Hendrickson, so Chloe. Then in 2020, which was this is her last one. Well, not last one, but Tamara Brown won, General Hospital.
For Carly, yeah.
And then Rebecca Buddick, who's also General Hospital. Who's Days of Our Lives. Oh, Crystal Khalil was nominated that year.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, this has to be supporting. Oh wait, was Annika Noel nominated for lead in 2020?
2020?
This is 20. Oh yeah, this doesn't match up.
Oh, okay.
Because her page says that she was nominated in 2020. KKL does, but I don't see her name on the list.
I'll check it out.
Yeah, okay. We can just drop it in the chat. Okay, so what about your what is y'all overall grade on the awards this year? Because somebody put a C- in the chat.
Oh no. I'm gonna give it a B, a healthy B plus.
Okay, I'd give it a B. I mean, I enjoyed it. I still think Scott should have won it.
Yeah.
And
sorry, I'm sorry. I just wanted to let you guys know. Who were the women she was nominated in 2020 was Heather Tom, Finola Hughes, Mara Weston, Ariane Zucker, and Heather Tom won.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm done.
That's tough. Oof.
Okay, so Jenny said B minus. Nana says a C. Amaya said A B better than last year. Delmonica gave it a B, a C. No A's, so well she said A B. Oh, A B. Okay, I got you, Amaya. You can tell. Besides, I mean, Thope obviously carried Bold last year, but with her being in the category with Michelle Stafford, that was gonna be tough. I mean, it really was, and it was during the what they call it. It was the 50th anniversary. It was doing that gala and all that stuff that Michelle Stafford had that storyline. Bold only, besides I think the costume award, Torsten was the only one from Bold that got anything. Young and the Restless got, of course, the Courtney Hope got that one. Michelle Stafford got that one, and then of course we can't forget about Melody Thomas Scott and her husband with the Lifetime Achievement Awards. So Young and the Restless kind of walked away with a few things in their pockets. But Bold, they need to reflect from all of the loss in the ratings over the past month or the past 5 months. And what happened on Friday night? They need to think about some things. Y'all agree?
Yes, they. I mean, they listen to the podcast. I mean, just take a few suggestions. We're not completely off base. We're just fans of the show, and we want to help the show.
And it was cool to kind of see Mel's husband, Melody's husband. What is his name?
Edward Scott.
Yeah, Edward Scott. It was nice to see him on set of Bold directing and telling them what to do because he was right there in the middle of the whole paternity storyline. So we kind of got a little bit to see them in there. I thought that was cool, that he's been working behind the scenes. But yeah, they got to do something over at Bold. They got to do something because as much as I'm enjoying the storylines, that don't mean the majority isn't.
Right.
Because they losing people.
I'll always watch.
Yeah, I'll watch. If I complain, I complain. If not, I'm enjoying the storyline. Young and the Restless. What do you think that they could improve? Because who got the best drama series was GH.
They just need some spice. They need some love scenes. They need people to, not getting an end with elevator music. That would be nice.
And
I would like an end to the merry-go-round of who's the CEO this week, who's taken over. Like I know that the basis of these families are their companies, but I feel like can they write other types of business storylines other than who's in charge?
Right.
Because it gets confusing sometimes. And it feels like it's repeating itself.
Yeah, it gets old.
Yep.
Like next month, is there going to be a war at Newman over who the CEO is?
Right. So, I agree. So maybe that's what they need to do. We are Bold just need to revamp. Bring in some more people. Bring back some people because I think I heard y'all talking about like Maya,
Kristen, and
the Avants, and finishing up the story with Zende's ex-wife and. Yeah. Was that Nicole? Yeah. That's what I think. Maybe, Young and the Restless is renewed to 2028, so they good for the next 3-4 years. Bold, y'all got to figure it out. I mean, the Gates is coming in another 6 months or so. So.
They need that remodeling. They need something.
Yeah, they need something. Because if they don't renew that contract, as much as people are stopping to watch, I don't think they're going to be happy about the show ending. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's not going to go over well.
That's not going to go over well either. So, yeah. So, y'all got anything else about the Emmys? Anything I missed? Everybody look good.
I do.
What you got, Trish?
The fact that some of those reporters did not know who Catherine Kelly Lang was, and she had to introduce y'all. When you pointed that out, I think it was Bree who pointed that out. Y'all, I swear to you, if one of us was interviewing any of them, we would have asked her how her horses were doing. How is her caftan line doing? Congratulations, on your amazing career, the nomination. I mean, we know, y'all. It just kills me that these networks wouldn't have picked somebody like T, who knows everything, and invited her to be like a guest correspondent.
Oh my gosh.
It would have been so much better than what we were subjected to.
I highly agree, and it wasn't just Catherine.
It was Beth.
In the very beginning, they forgot Beth Maitland, who plays Tracy. They forgot a few other people as well on YNR, but when they forgot Catherine Kelly Lang, she had to introduce herself. If you guys, if you guys go on YouTube and type in like the daytime Emmy pre-show, you'll see a girl with like bright colored hair, and then a girl. You'll see two women. At the very first 2 minutes, they already forgot who Tracy was. It was the funniest thing. Just watch the entire thing. I think it's for 40 minutes or so, but you'll see all the mess ups. They didn't know nobody, unless they're popular on Instagram or TikTok or something. Yeah. It was hilarious.
Well, we will just assure the cast, we know who you are.
Right.
And we appreciate you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, you guys. This was a good one. What you saying?
It was. Thank you.
Yes, I mean, we covered a lot. Let's see. We saw the preview for The Young and the Restless with Adam having some trouble knocking at the door. We saw quite a few things. This whole thing with Cole and Michael and all of that. And then, of course, this daydream, I'm thinking, because the spoilers are not out for Bold in regards to this. And then we see Steffi complaining to Brooke that Hope is getting too close to her husband. So, yep. All right. If that's it, stay tuned for the daily recap starting tomorrow for both shows. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing if this kiss was real or not. So
yeah.
All right, y'all got anything else?
I don't think so. Have a great evening.
All right, and thank you guys for being able to, do a Sunday. And even you guys in the chat, thank you for coming over on a Sunday. We wanted to make sure we accommodate and still do the show. So, all right, and until next time, we'll see you guys soon. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Hello.
Bye, y'all.